have a chance. You goddamn crocodile! Go back to the fucking Florida! Go back to the Florida, you fucking crocodile! You don't deserve me. You don't deserve me. You wouldn't be able to handle me. I'm too powerful for you. My GFE is too strong for you, Chet.
So you'll be there, okay?
Today.
Today.
Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Today. Today.
Yeah, you know, I'm in favor of execution. Maybe our entire team needs to be executed after tonight.
What's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are having a great time. Of course, the Legal Minds, where teacher would be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney over here in Asia. And I'm back in the cock. We're back in Bangkok here today, baby. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are having a great time. Appreciate you today. I was thinking it was a little laggy today. I don't know if it's just my computer or maybe it's StreamYard, which is the software I'm using. But it was going a little slow as I was going through the clips, just testing that out there. But hopefully we're smooth, 1080p. We're back in the main setup, got the main camera. So, you know, we're back at premium. We're back at streamium. And then people, obviously, it's funny. Other streamers are trying to call me right now. And I'm like, bro, like, do you not, like, when other YouTubers try to call my cell phone during a live stream, I'm like, bro, do you not even bother to check like whether I'm live or not? Like, it's not that hard. Just like check real quick, like 2 seconds. But anyways, that said, it's good to see everybody. It's good to be back. Sorry, I was a little bit delayed. I have been feeling really sick. Usually, you know, sometimes when you travel, you get in a plane, it kind of messes with your immune system. And coming off of that plane, I just did not feel good. I got back the day before yesterday, a little bit on the 1st, on Monday the 1st, but I was just not feeling good yesterday on the 2nd. I know that for you guys in US land, it's still the 2nd, but over here in Asia, it's the 3rd. So yesterday was not feeling good, so could not do it. Had to step by the doctor. One good thing about Thailand, though, and this is a shout out to the kingdom, they have some awesome sprays. So if you ever know Thailand, a lot of people, you'll see them sniffing on stuff. That's not like illegal, illicit drugs. That's just an inhaler or like mouth sprays. So this one, very good, like, you know, just natural spray, you know, just really echinacea, some oils, stuff like that, chamomile. So it's really good spray. Really good spray. So feeling a little bit better today, a little bit congested, but wanted to make sure I'm doing all right because today we have a big one. This is something where it's a long document. Now, I read fast and I may end up skimming or skipping certain things. But this is one that I've been asked to go over, which is the Luca Kaneshiro allegations that were raised by Raziel Warmanik. And Raziel actually reached out to me just before this show. I guess she saw that the show was going live. So she DM'd me like, do you need anything? And I said, no, I'm just going to read what's in there in the public. So, you know, obviously aware of this stream. But one thing I wanted to go over was not, you know, and this is a big one. I wanted to go over things in order to get the legal eye on it and to say, okay, what here is actually actionable? What are things that people could be sued over? What are things where somebody could press charges, right? What's going on here that may lead to actual things? Or is it just, okay, well, this is just bad behavior, but not necessarily anything that's illegal or impermissible. So that's what we're going to go over today on this channel. Also, I see Valiant Renegade, my good friend, says, hey, I rub you wrong time. You answer when I call. Sucky, sucky. Disney shareholder meeting in 16 hours. Be there. I love you, Valiant. I will try. Okay, I will try. Send me an invite. Appreciate you. But speaking of stock, let's actually start with the any color stock, which is doing great, guys. It's doing fantastic. And by fantastic, I mean it's headed into the fucking gutter. We have to talk about this to start out with, because this is just insane. So here's the 1 month chart. So mind you, about a month ago, even despite the Doki Bird stuff or whatever else, they were chugging along at 3,000, about 3,300 yen, right? So they're chugging along there like doop, doop, doop. We're okay. 3,300, 3,200, we're doing fine. And then they drop their quarterly report and boom, they are down to 2,400. And now they've been sitting down here at the 2,400 level, even dropping down to the 2,300s today. Really, really bad, down 22%, almost 25% of their company's value lost. And if you look at the year to date, especially the highs, the lows, it's over 25%. So they've lost over 25% of their company value at a regional top of about 3,820 yen, all the way down more than 1,000 yen. So this is massive. This is massive for this company. Now, what does this mean and why is this doing this? Well, I'm not a financial analyst. I'm a lawyer, right? So hashtag not financial advice. But when I see this, one thing I would think, just as a reasonably educated person with no expertise in this, is that the company is doing something fundamentally wrong. Here's another graph from Market Watch, which might be a little better, or a little more graphic. Actually, let me make sure this is in the right range here. So I'll put it in the 1 month range. Okay. So when I see what's going on with this stock and I see the drop off that this stock has had, I think that the company has to be doing something wrong, right? And especially when you see their moving average dropping like this. Like, this is a big, big, big deal. And if you look at the trading volume, woof, just all of it, people dumping the stock. So what's going on? What I think is they're looking at the long-term prospects for this company, and they are saying that this company, because they are neglecting the English market, because they are saying we don't care about our English market, we are not expanding our English market, we're not going to keep up with cover, they're dropping, they're dumping. They're absolutely dumping. And it's easy to see that, because if you look at them in relation to Cover Corp, and let's look at the how Cover Corp is doing over here, right? If you look at them over the same term, Cover Corp isn't doing great, but they haven't taken such a percentage-wise hit. Right? Yeah, they're down a little bit, right? Because the market has been down since Corona, right? Obviously there was a big, big, big spike during Corona, but they're not down by the same percentage points. If you look over here, here's Cover Corp stock, right? Over the last year. Yeah, they're not at their high, right? They're not at 3,100, but they haven't taken such a big hit. They haven't taken such a big drop, right? Because they're still invested in the EN market, and the EN market is where you're going to get a lot of the growth. You're not going to get that from Japan, which frankly, Japan is a country that is decreasing in population and as well as in purchasing power. The Japanese yen is tanking like someone just flushed it down the toilet. So that's a big, big problem there. So I just wanted to cover that real quick because it's something that I think is very important to address from a business side. Let's get to these super chats before we get into it. And of course, I to all my detractors, let's just say, that may be angry that I respond to you guys when you guys are sending super chats. That's not going to stop. And it's always going to be a balance between me answering you guys and me getting on with the content. So that's always going to happen. Although I will say I am working on something behind the scenes. I don't want to announce it yet, to get better and faster clips out to you guys, but I want to make sure I get that all in hand. But I do acknowledge that not everybody can listen to a 2-hour, 3-hour stream. So I will try to do a better job of that. And I'm working on things to practically do that in a better way. Repton94 says, Legal Grind Set is back. Yes, I'm going to be on the grind set this week for sure. The next couple days, I will perhaps be doing some traveling next week. But if I do end up doing that, I'm going to bring my full setup with me. I'm not just going to bring my travel setup. So it should be much easier to get things done if I end up traveling. So yeah, that'll be a thing. Einhander says they just want to hang out with Legally Minded. Legally Minded, what are you, DN?
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Yeah, I didn't realize that Depressed No Sagi, he's in like the cut of the Philippines. So I was in Manila and he's on a whole different island out in the provinces. So he would have to take a flight and get in. I didn't realize it was so hard to hunt him down. But I definitely will be back in the Philippines, perhaps spending a lot of time there. We will see. And so I will perhaps have time to go hunting rabbit at some point. Kid Loco said, Peko Mom emoji. We have the monkey. We need Peko Mom. Yes. I'm just going to say yes. We're going to get to Peko Mom. She's next up. We're going to talk about her next because there's the mommy part, which I think all of you degenerates, and I know you guys. I know you.
Degenerates. You guys degenerates.
I know why you're crying mommy, but listen, guys, there's some legal issues with mommy, right? With Peko Mommy. We're going to talk about that today and what's got to go on because I know that people want to make hollow mommies a thing. I get it. And listen, Legal Mindset understands I'm indeed a man of culture as well. Okay. I'm a man of culture as well, but there's some legal issues with just throwing all the mommies into the yard, right? We've got to protect our mommies. Okay. Just understand we need to protect the mommies. We'll talk about that in 2 seconds. But thank you. Silbury says every leap year, God patches the universe like Steam goes down for maintenance every Tuesday. If you're feeling laggy, that's probably it. Yeah, perhaps. Thank you, Silbury. Yuki, welcome as a member. And also Rangi, welcome as a member. Both of you, welcome for being so based and joining the BLM. Appreciate both of y'all for joining up. It really helps me out with the memberships and when people join up. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Jin Blade says, you have returned to us. Speaking of return, I got my tax return 20 minutes ago, so I'm paying my entertainment fee. Thank you so much, Jin Blades. It's so cute that you guys get money back. I'm always like, how much do I have to pay these motherfuckers? And how can I get this to as low as possible or zero? But I will say living outside of the US does reduce my taxes greatly. There's something called a foreign income tax exclusion. If you have not, thought about that, or if you're someone who lives abroad and you're not taking that deduction, you should look into it. Just saying. It's pretty significant. Matches Burn says LM to read about Luca being caught by his mom. Wait, what? Okay, so about the Luca stuff, guys, I have not read this. I did listen to like 10 minutes of a false video. Okay, like I will admit to that, like 10 minutes of a false video, and I think he has a new one that actually has some new facts. So we'll look at that perhaps at the end once we've gone through it to see if there's like something something that's extra. Right, hold on, I'll pull that up. I think I found the video that's got some extra details, but other than that, I've actually not read this. So this is going to be my first time going through this. So I am relatively untainted. Also, who is this posting? Okay, Cal, what are you posting on my Twitter here? You people on my Twitter, like the things you guys do on my Twitter. I'm just like, I don't know what to say right now. Oh boy, bro. Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, that just made my morning. Oh my God. And I love it. By the way, the post was this. In case you guys didn't see the text, I'll be sure the text real quick. The text is, be hollow live. Do nothing. Win. Just do nothing. Do literally nothing. Oh God, that is so good. Thank you, Cal. That literally made my day right now. Oh boy, that's great. That's great. You guys crack me up. I appreciate you. Senpai appreciates you. Agrilus is base lawyer, the only one who's worth following on all of the interwebs. The only one who's still loss planning instead of getting excessively drunk. Direwolf 1618 says Cover Corp also has a break in case of emergency cover mother option. Peko Mama with 181 debut stream. Did she actually, but she didn't, did she debut on her own? So chat, I'm going to ask you this. Did she debut on her own without Pekora? With Pekora. So it wasn't without, it was with, right? On Pekora's stream. So people say no, 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 no. Some people say yes. She was with Pekora, right? She wasn't on her own stream, right? It started as Peko Mama only, but it's on Pekora's channel. Yeah, see that's what the key is. She was not on her own YouTube channel. Yeah. So I think this is going to be, this one issue is going to be an issue? No. But could it be a legal issue? It could. It could. So we'll get to that. We'll definitely cover that. Cover Corp has, oh yeah, I got that already. HBZ says, hey, LM, Niji is like Legal Mindset's ex-girlfriend. Never stops talking. Actually, to be honest with you, Hi-Biz, I actually, all my ex-girlfriends are not mad. I mean, I know people think I'm out here breaking hearts and shattering that. I have a good relationship with almost all my ex-girlfriends. I can have a casual, if I want to talk to them, I can talk to them. We're in good relations. Typically, my issue is I'm traveling. No, that's the main issue. But yeah, they're there. They're there. And they're good girls. Degenerate number one reporting in. Thank you. Let me just play this one for you. Degenerate number one.
Degenerates. You guys degenerates.
Gardo Gamer says, funniest mama VTuber will always be Reen Mama, Leah's mama. Wait, oh, really? I got to check that out. Len Mar says, hello, Andrew. Now that we got Peko Mama, LM Mama debut when? My mom is in America and I am in Asia. So that would be a lot. That would be a lot. My mom is pretty unhinged though. If you guys think like, I mean, actually no, Pippa's dad, Papakin is pretty, he's based, but he's pretty chill. My mom is not chill. Legal Mama Set is not chill. That would be pretty crazy, actually. That would be probably the craziest stream out there. It'd be pretty crazy. Let's see what else we got here. Rangi said, Legal Mindset, you have a choice. Work for Sanji, VNU, or Akio Air for a year. Minecraft yourself is not an option. Which you choose? Oh my God. I would help Akio Air go bankrupt because I would help them file for bankruptcy because clearly they had to do that. Todd Krim says, Legal is alive. Also helping the gaming industry is on fire. We need Legal Mindset and the Helldivers. Yes, I'm going to cover the gaming stuff next, Todd. I am coming to that. Don't worry. Legal Mindset is coming for that. We're going for that. Haryantai Halim says, now this is going to be fun. Welcome back, by the way. Also, tell us if it's your first time. I believe you love it. Oh, hail, Chad Yagoo. I had not seen that before. That was my first time seeing that, for sure. Andrew Clark says, what about the Fudanshis calling daddy?
Disgusting.
Am I just being mind broken by this unnecessarily, like by the word daddy in there? But like, what? What? I don't get it. I just like, maybe I'm just thinking the wrong thing, but whatever. Okay. IRS took me for all they could get. There you go. Okay, so me and Wildcade, we got more. Look, the IRS is going to come for as much as you can. Remember, kids, this is not tax advice. Tax minimization is legal. Tax evasion is illegal. The more you know. Hollow Moms is a hot market. Yeah, no, and I think it could make serious money. So let's get into the Pekka thing real quick before we jump into our main topic today. So obviously, most of you have seen this, but I guess some of you may not have seen this. But obviously, we had the debut of Pekora's mom. So this was actually really sweet and really freaking wholesome. So I liked it.
3、2、1、どうぞ。どうですか皆さん。はじめまして、ペコちゃんのマミーです。どうですかね可愛いですか
Yeah, and her mom's model looks really good, you know? And her mom is like kind of natural at this. Like her mom is like has a really good voice. Like she's very good talker. She's got like super mom energy. I can see why everyone is a big fan. I can see why everyone's a big fan of that. Peak mom, super wholesome content, you know. And then I watched the other clips where she's talking about Pekora and how Pekora was as a kid. I thought that was so cute. The clips where she's talking about Pekora with her brothers and how the brothers would like go out with her and like take her out, and how she liked to play outside and she was an outside person until she became a VTuber. You guys ruined Pekora because now she just stays inside and the only time she comes out is to eat. So she's in her room streaming or eating when she used to like going outside. So you guys literally made Pekora into a NEET. I blame all of you. So you guys ruined Pekora, apparently, according to Pekora's mom. But I like it. I think this is really cute. It's adorable. Was this on April Fool's Day? I think this might be. Andreas says, "All hail the queen!" Loving the Pekka mommy here. Look, okay. So let's talk about this for a second, though, because there's a legal side of this. Let's get serious for 2 seconds, okay? You know, we have fun here on the Legal Mindset, but we also do law. And for more than 1 minute, despite what the 39 IQ Reddit moderators may think. By the way, guys, real quick update on the Reddit thing, real quick before we talk about Pekka Mommy here. I know the Redditors, I think one of them tried to reach out to me or whatever and say they like, oh, well, we had a post on this, and you know, and then I guess they went in and deleted all of the personal attacks on me for my quote unquote political views, right? They went in and deleted a lot of those threads, whatever, right? But they said, oh, it's all because we don't want drama. And I'm like, well, if the law is drama, I don't know what is actual information to you. If me reading a complaint or reading a contract or whatever else is drama to you, then there's no such thing as information or news, right? Or valuable information, because that is literally the most direct sourced, high quality content you're going to get, period. Nothing that you're putting out there is nearly as quality, right? It's just garbage and commentary. So anyways, that was a minor update. I know they did try to reach out to me, but I'm kind of moving on from that. But yeah, it's Reddit. Everything is drama. Everything is drama, right? There's no separation between what is good, valuable information and what is drama, right? All right, so let's talk about this, right? So with the moms, like with Pekka Mama here, right? Here's the problem. The problem is that there probably is not a contract with these moms, right? Now, there might be, and if they were smart, and I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to Cover Corporation. I think Cover Corporation, they're probably a little bit cleaner, it seems, overall. So I wouldn't doubt if Cover Corporation had some sort of release, maybe an NDA, whatever. Because first of all, who's paying for the model? Is Pekora paying for the model? Well, let me just go down this road here. If Pekora paid for the model, right? So Pekora went out there and said, make me a model of for my mom. Right? Now, I know what you guys are thinking, and I just want to pull up both of them side by side here, right? So you guys see them. Because I know that people are going to say, well, it's based on Pekora, and Pekora is Cover Corporation. Well, hold on a second. Let's pull these up. Let's see. Where are they both? Okay, they're both here. Okay, here we go. So here's a stream. I think this is from the Pekora Clips channel. So should be good. But you've got both of them here.
それペコラのことですか？ちょっとえ？
Right? So clearly, if you look at them, they're based on each other. Now, so you might say, well, that's a derivative work. Well, no. Actually, no. You cannot copyright a bunny girl with blue hair and ears, right? And even white braids, right? They're clearly distinct models, right? There's differences between the two. They're not the same. It's not a one-for-one same model, right? Therefore, if, let's say, Pekora paid for it, there's actually the possibility that the person behind Pekora, the pilot, actually owns the model. So let me say this again. If Pekora paid for it, then there's an argument that she owns the model. So if Pekora's mom wanted to go out and start her own channel, then she could, and HoloLive and Cover Corporation couldn't do anything about it. However, if they're gonna do Holo Moms, the way they need to do it is Cover Corporation needs to pay for the model, have them sign an agreement, at least a basic agreement, and then let them go about their merry way. But they're going to have some sort of agreement or contract with the moms if they're going to do Holo Moms, or if they're going to keep doing this mom thing, because eventually there could be issues where, let's say, a mom wanted to speak out about something and they ended up using their avatar, using their model for that. So let's say that the daughter is under an NDA, but the mom isn't under an NDA. So the mom wants to speak out saying, my daughter's being treated poorly, or this situation is happening, or XYZ. That could create a situation. And if they don't control that, if they don't have some exercise of control over that, there could be a really confusing situation with moms out there. Because, you know, moms care, and moms might want to speak out about something or feel strongly about something. That could cause an issue. I think there's some potential legal issues. Now, do I think Cover Corporation covered their ass here? Yes. They're not Niji Sanji. They're not dumb. And somebody said in the chat, I don't know whether this is true. I'm just going to repeat what the chat said and put a big asterisk on it. In fact, let me just find the banner here. I'm going to hashtag chat is sometimes. We'll put it as sometimes. Chat can be wrong, right? So we'll just put this here. Scroll by, the chat can be wrong. But chat alleges that Cover Corporation had a tramp stamp, a watermark on the cover sheet, on the model's character sheet, right? If that's the case, that would imply, although not prove, but imply that this was paid for by Cover Corporation. In which case, there you go, right? It's probably covered. What? Oh, what? Did I say that wrong? What? Why are people taking umbrage about that? I'm just saying, look, it's the corporate version, okay? When corporations are like, yeah, we want to put something on you that signals ownership. It's a permanent branding. Boop, boop, stamp. Come on, guys. Come on. You guys are just...
Degenerates. You guys degenerates.
So that's what we got with Peko Mama. I think it's wholesome as hell, though, guys. I really enjoy it. As a casual VTuber enjoyer, I am a person who enjoys this. So I hope to see more of it. Let me get some of the comments on Pekko Mama before we get going here on the Luca Kaneshiro stuff. By the way, shout out to False. I saw False earlier in the chat, and I think I also saw people were mentioning that we had Raziel pop through as well, which is cool. But once again, I'm just going to go on what's public. I'm not going to be responding to the chat. This is something that I think has popped up in the past with my streams. If people pop up in the chat, they're free to say what they want to say in the chat, but I don't respond to chat live, right? If people have something that they want me to read or go through, they can email it to me. I don't take like objections from chat or comments from chat right while we're live. I prefer to have more thoughtful analysis. And, you know, I think it lends itself better when we talk through emails or Discord or have more of a substantial conversation. Because this is a legal channel, not an active debate people in chat channel. So, you know, appreciate them. Everybody's welcome here. Everybody's welcome in chat. And Junie's here as well. Yes, I got Junie. Junie's a good friend of mine. And she sent me over some things. Also, I believe she may have rated us. So shout out to Junie. Appreciate that. She also sent me over a lot of the newer documents from the Niji defenders, which we will indeed go over. So don't worry about that. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to go over from the Niji defender standpoint. So don't worry about that. I'm already looking at some of this stuff, and oh boy, it is. It's interesting. Let's just say it's interesting. Some of the accusations that they make. The Niji defenders, they just like they have no bottom sometimes, you know. They really have no bottom. All right. Let's see. I think I've got everything here. Okay. So here we go. Let's get some of these chats. Messier says, have you heard about Pamu's returners or past life Mint made? She made a return podcast on mantras, also Niji refugee. I have not. I'm not sure it's a legal issue though, so I'm not sure whether I want to cover it. I mean, the further things get away from legal issues, the less I want to cover them. So if there's a legal issue about Pamu returning, then I'll cover it. But I'm not sure that there's any violation of contract there at all. I'm sure that seems to be something that's fine. For Pamu returning. The Niji contract does not have a non-compete really, and from what I understand, Pamu wouldn't have anything stopping her from returning. So I don't think it's a legal issue. So that's why I won't cover it. Zam does D whatever says, well, welcome back. Will you still go over Amano Serafi charge list, or they would like to move on? Just help to clear that up as you mentioned before. Yeah, sorry. I meant to do it while I was on vacation. At this point, it might come off as I'm trying to drag it up or dredge it up or do it. Really, what happened was I got really busy working, so I didn't get to go over the charges. I've got them all. Shit, I can probably pull them up right now. Let's see. Do we want to do this live? I mean, I can do this live. Should we do it live, chat? Should we do it live? We can do it right now. You guys want to do this right now? Let's just do it right now. Screw it. Let's do it live. Let's do it live, guys. We're doing it live. Okay, we're going to go over the charge list real quick. This is going to take 2 seconds. So, let's see. Where is this bullshit? Okay. Here it is, I think this is it. Let's see. Let me try to pull this up. I think this is the PDF. Yes, here it is. Amano Serafi. Okay, cool. Here's a document. Okay, here's the full document. I'm doxing the document here. We're doing it live, baby. Let me make sure there's no, hold on, let me double check there's no doxing here. Nope, this will not dox anything. Okay, cool, let's just do it. Okay, so here's their totally confidential document that I am totally showing over here. Okay, actually, hold on, let me do this a different way. Let me open up the PDF separately because it'll get it in a larger format. Because I want to really zoom in on some of this bullshit, because these charges were really stupid. Really, really dumb. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Instead of opening it in the wrong editor. And once again, agencies have a choice to be bad or good. And I actually have, before I do this, I have a little bit of an announcement. I have a little bit of an announcement before I do this. Agencies can be bad and good. A lot of people think I'm like so anti-agency or anti-corporation. I am not. I am anti-bad corporations. And so I can officially announce this. I can say this as of today because it is official now. You're going to hear a lot about this in the future. There's going to be a separate stream and I'm going to be talking about it. But I am officially working with Idle Corporation to rewrite their contract. And I am working from the perspective of representing the VTubers' interests. So I am working with them. They have paid me money to work with them to write a contract that is going to be, I hope, the golden standard of all contracts for VTubers in the entire industry. So that is something I was waiting to announce. I was in discussions. I just had a conversation yesterday with their CEO. It is going to be fantastic. It's going to be great. I hope what we can create will be a template which can serve as a template for all VTuber agencies out there, period. I would not work with Idle unless I thought they were ideologically committed to the best interests of the talent. And I am absolutely convinced of that after having a conversation with their CEO. So I am doing that. So you guys know, full disclosure, they paid me money. So, I'm paid, right? I've disclosed that. But this is a big thing. I'm really, 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 really excited to be working with them. And I really hope that we can create something that is going to be an industry standard, because Idle Corporation already set the standard when they released how much they pay people. And when they released that information, other agencies actually had to evaluate what they were doing and reevaluate their standard. And what we have a problem where these Japanese companies are trying to force Japanese law on even non-Japanese companies and agencies. I think a lot of agencies that are Western agencies, they look at the Kurosanji contract and they want to copy that. Well, that's not right. That's not good. And that's not in the best interest of the talent. So I'm hoping we can get something together. Of course, I do not have final say on it. So I'm going to submit my comments, but they can choose to reject my comments or accept my comments. I'm just going to go through everything and give them very detailed comments. So it's something we're going to do. We're working on over the next month. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. So that's what's up with me. I feel like congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Were you signed on as Legal Mindset or Legally Minded? I was signed on as my consulting company, which all of you, if you have your own business, you should have your own LLCs. Just, throwing that out there. Good song, Traveling Man by Ricky Nelson. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. So I'm really excited about that. I'm very, very, very excited about that. Okay. So let's get into this Serafi charge list now that I've got this up here. So here we go. Here is the charge list, right? This totally confidential document with prejudice here, okay? So this is supposed to be all the charges between September of 2022 and February of 24. So one thing, guys, you got to note, and this is very clear. Remember in their public announcement where they said they started the contract with her in like February or something? They like said the wrong month, right? But they're using the right month here. They're using the actual contracted month here. So this is showing that they were lying even in their announcement. So here's all the labor costs they're trying to charge them. Now I've covered a lot of this, right? So I think I've shown you guys this part. But you can see they're trying to charge literally 124 million won, in case you guys are not familiar with Korean won, because I know perhaps you guys aren't doing currency conversions on the regular. Perhaps that's not your thing. That is approximately, and let me get the current exchange rate so we get up-to-date numbers. That is about $91,000 just in labor. So they want to charge $91,000, almost $100,000 just in labor. This is ridiculous. So I've spoken about this with others. The standard amount to debut a talent would be at most in the low tens. So at most, debuting a talent would be maybe 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 would be a super expensive debut. Like that would, and that's all in. That's not just labor. Because this is just labor. We're not even getting into the model, right? All in, I've heard people say 15K, 20K, whatever. This is just the labor side of it, not even the product, because we're going to get into that. There's more, right? Ridiculous. This is a ridiculous charge, and it's not real. It is not real. Okay, let's get into her debut package. So here's her debut package, right? So this is what they claim to charge for all this stuff. Once again, 17.5 here. Let's get into how much that subtotal would be. I believe that's going to be about $10,000. So 12,500. So they want to charge. Here's what they got for her debut package. So her live 2D illustration, $1,701,000. So you can kind of, the easy way to do it is if you take off the last 3 digits, you get kind of close, but you got to reduce it a little bit as well. So over $1,000 for her live 2D illustration, for her key art, for her solstice key art, for the membership badge, for the emotes. They're charging 892,000 won. Okay, so really quick, let me convert that and tell you how much. Okay, they are grossly overpaying for that. Grossly overpaying for the membership emotes. Tarot card illustrations, $649. Pet illustrations, $299. Stream overlay, almost $1,000 for a stream overlay. What is it giving them what is it doing there? The 2D rigging, 4 million won, which is maybe $3,500. Pet illustration, about 500,000 won there. Minecraft skin, 20,000 won. Transition stinger, 1,000. Her lore video, about $1,000 there. Gen 2 NEI PV, 1,000 there. She's got a vocal mix, MV production, cover, all this coming together for about over $1,000 for her cover song. So some cost there for her debut. Now let's look at her activity support. So these are monies which they allegedly were paying her. So they allege to have paid her support money in the total amount of 22 million won. So 22 million won, that's going to come out to roughly, let's allege this. That's about 16,000 US. About 16,000 US. They're alleging that they paid her here for support. Now, what does this mean? Right? Well, this is not all money that she got. Well, the money that she got is on the top here. So this is money that was paid out in the beginning to help them get started and get paid. So this is actually a reasonably good thing, right? And this is accurate, I think, generally. But the game support, I believe that's money they're allegedly paying for games. I believe so. So this may be a little bit more legit, but this I would question. All right, now let's get back to more stuff they're doing here. So another 25 million won for the category of post-debut production. So apparently they spent almost $2,000 on her anniversary illustration. Her 3K milestone, they spent over $1,000. For her original song, Wild Things, which we reviewed, we actually pulled that up. They spent 13 million won, which once again is about $10,000. That music video looks like dog shit. That music video was like a, $2.50 music video. It looked like shit. No offense, but it looked like shit. Actually, all offense. It was not a $10,000 music video. We Are Traveling. They're accusing about $5,000 for that. YouTube marketing. They're just throwing in here that YouTube marketing is 22 million won. That is insane. Now, what could that be? I think what that is they're paying some sort of MLM about $17,000 or whatever to pump them in the algorithm, maybe. But once again, that's not on her. If they're paying them as a corporation, that's on the corporation. That's a corporate cost. But this sounds like wildly exaggerated. And going all to her? Yeah, I'm not calling bullshit on that. The Twitter ad marketing, yeah, okay. What? No, I don't know. About 1,000 they're saying for that. YouTube influencer marketing, what the fuck is that? Are they paying other people to market for her? 2 million won, and then etc. of 4 million won almost. Then look at this. Throwing down here big numbers. More for 3D animation and marketing. So I thought this covered We Are Traveling, but no, this is just music, right? The actual music video, look down here. So this is just the song. The music video, the animation for the music video, they're claiming is 120 million Korean won. That's $88,000. $89,000. This is fucking ridiculous. What is this doing? Is this is like they invested in like a spaceship. This is ridiculous. These numbers are insane. They're saying they spent another about 10,000 on We Are Traveling for VNU 3D animation. They spent 100, almost, what is this? About $80,000. They're saying for that. So their subtotal was 343,000 for these costs here, for these direct expenses that they claim are related to her. They claim. So here you go. I love this confidential, right? Let's do a little highlight there. Let's do a little highlight and a little middle finger to that. All right. So they have here total expenses of 605,000, which is the 450, which comes to the 450. So yeah, this is absolutely 100% bullshit. And this is exactly what VNU tried to pass off on Amano Serafi. It's complete BS. I have no sympathy for it. And I have very little to no, I have zero sympathy, let me just say, for anybody that is trying to exploit talent, that is trying to exploit people. I don't have any patience for it. I don't. So my patience for these people and what they were doing to Amano Serafi is very little. All right. Niji is proud of their apprentice, yes. Jumping between you and Lydia to support both of you, but I have to say 192,001. I want an itemized list for everything. Yeah, exactly. If you're, look, the etc. part, I don't trust that worth a damn. You're going to need to give me a list for that. Coyote Trickster said, so thank you for that. Also, Blade says, is this about Aliens 500K thing, aka VNU's library? Yes, that was the list. Some super chatter asked me to show it because I was going to show it last week, but I was busy working. Legal grind said here actually has a real job sometimes. And actually, I just got an email from one of my former bosses who has a huge project for me to talk to them about. So I'm going to be doing a lot of real life legal work. I'm an actual practicing attorney. I don't just do YouTube all day. I don't just sit around and do this. I love YouTube. I love streaming. I love talking with you guys. I love doing this, and you guys supporting me helps me do this. But I have got stuff I need to do. And when I have a client that tells me they need something now and it's a IRL client, I have to do that. My priority to streaming has to go to second. So if I am really busy, I just can't stream. So also, I try to, as a streamer, and this is something I actually talk about pretty often, I try to avoid burnout. If I'm ever feeling burnt out or tired, I just don't stream. Because streaming is about the long run. It is not about the short run. If you push yourself to stream too much. You will burn out. I have been streaming for almost 4 years now. I know how to do this. I push myself too hard at times. I've worked too hard. I've gone too hard in the paint. I can work hard. When the news is breaking, I can do many, many videos. You guys know this. But when I'm feeling tired and worn out, I take a break, I rest, I recover, because I know there's going to be other news that will require me to go hard. And I need to be ready for that next thing that will require me to go hard, right? You've got to balance it out. You won't make it. And that's a lesson to all people out there. I hope a lot of the VTubers that are new and they want to push themselves understand burnout is real. And the more important thing is your work ethic. It's not your creativity. It's not your talent. It's your work ethic and being able to do it consistently over time. Just saying, guys. I want you guys to make it. I want everybody to be successful who is out there as a streamer. Lenmar, welcome as a new member of the BLM. Appreciate you joining my highest membership level. And thank you for forwarding so many good articles to me. Senpai notices you and appreciates you. Brian says Iron Mouse's 3D concert was 100K. Yeah, this is bullshit. This is a Korean company. This is a Korean version of Black Company, right? How do you say, hold on. How do you say Black Company in Korean, right? Let's see. What's the name? Okay. Let's see. Okay, let me translate that. How? Let's see. I know there's a way to say this, right? There's a way for it. There's a word for it. I'll find it. But that said, Braku Company. Yes. Hold on. Sorry, I got you guys. Braku Company. There we go. Got something. So, yeah. How do you say Black Company Samsung? No. Stop defaming Samsung. Just because their phones catch on fire doesn't mean you can defame them like. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, that estimate is clearly inaccurate. So appreciate that. And Landfear, welcome as a member as well. Thank you guys for joining. Really helps us out. It helps me do this day to day. HBiz says that's not $8, $7.84 an hour, right? God bless legal mindset. No, all of those wages in that list were above the legal minimum wage in Korea. And let me tell you right now, companies in Korea are paying minimum wage whenever they can. If they can get away with it, they'll do it. Does Idle pay you $8 an hour? No, I'm not going to say how much they paid me, but they do not pay me $8 an hour. Okay, my rates are far higher than $8 an hour. I don't do that. Jin Blade says, "Well, now refer to watermark as tramp stamp." Thanks. No, you're welcome. Wing Thor says, "I'm pretty sure Pekora bought the model for April Fools, but Cover owns the copyright because it's Japanese copyright law." Yeah, but like, what if they weren't in Japan? And I know they are. I know they're Japanese. I know they're in Japan. But like, what if they were American? What? Because if Hollow Moms becomes a thing, some of the talent is non-Japanese, and that's going to raise an issue for non-Japanese talent, especially for EN talent. That stream had 100K concurrent viewers. Holy shit. 100,000 concurrent viewers. I aspire to that greatness. That is some Chad streaming numbers. What if Pekora Mama is classified as a stream asset? Once again, these are arguments. And like lawyers can make arguments, right? Any good lawyer can make an argument that she would be an asset of Cover Corporation. You can make an argument. Now, whether they would win is up in the air. And like I'm saying, in America, if let's say Pekora wasn't Japanese, Pekora was an American, and Pekora's mom was American, and Pekora paid for it herself out of her own money, out of her own pocket, not HoloLive money, not on the company credit card, because most of these people, mind you, do have a company credit card, right? So they do have a company charge card. If they put it on the company credit card, yeah, it's the company's asset. Okay. So if they pay for it on their own money, I think in America, I think the courts might rule against them. I'm just saying, this might rule against them. Pekora cringed laughing about Pekora Mama's debut. It's great. I think it's so wholesome. Hey, Legal Mindset, Papa debut. No, that's not what happened. My father passed away about 6 years ago. Really love my dad. Great dad. Passed away 6 years ago. My tattoo, I have two tattoos. one of my tattoos is an homage to my dad. It's also got a lot of things that I care about and I put on that, but it's really an homage to my late father. But my mom, that would be a crazy debut if that happened. Pekora for $2 said Pekora got the vibe from Pekko Mom minus the front. Yeah, I like Pekora's mom. I don't know. I like it. I like it perhaps. I don't know. Pekora's got some competition. I know Pekora will call me. Just
Fucking monkey.
But like, I'm just saying, Pekora's mom has got it going on. It's about time we got back to streaming. Lol, I gave this age like spoiled milk to Beagle's video on Disney vs. Florida. Oh yeah, Legal Schmiegel. All that Disney vs. Florida stuff, it aged very, very poorly. He didn't know what he was talking about. I was the only person who knew anything about the Disney issue, all on YouTube. Everybody else got hyperbolic about it or partisan. I was the only person who gave the objective, correct Florida law from the beginning, and I predicted the outcome 2 years ago. So you're welcome. Samuel Frank, remember, kids, even the King Joker isn't crazy enough to go against the IRS. Real talk. Trust me, things can get so much worse than the word daddy. I believe you. We don't need to go there. Generic Wolf says, what happened to Akio Air's models when they declare bankruptcy? The bank used them to start their own agency? Technically, the bank could. Technically, if you go bankrupt, all of your assets are put up for sale. So technically, if Akio Air declares bankruptcy, the bank can take their IP if the IP is valuable and they can sell it, they can use it. That is definitely something that can happen when a company goes bankrupt. That can happen. So this is a very interesting issue, but once again, this is why I find VTuber law so interesting, because it's untapped, because it's an uncharted land where there's not rulings on this. So based on what we have so far, those are up for sale. All the Akio Air people, you can go out there and buy them all out and start using them. Just saying. By the way, shout out to the Smoothie Swarm from Twitch. We're coming with the steel chair. And then Judy said, Mr. Mindset, coming with the steel chair. Thank you, Judy. Very based and ferret pilled. Very much appreciate you. Good friend of mine, good friend of the channel. And all the best of luck to Judy Smoothie. She's a very sweet girl and very, 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 very good person. And I'm happy to collaborate with her. Einhander said, so now we have Pekko Mom, Callie Mom, Narissa Mom, Kiara Mom, and my personal favorite, Ollie Mom, Mama Lily. I have to check them all out. I've seen Narissa, I've seen Callie, I've seen Pekko. I haven't seen Kiara. I think I've seen Ollie as well. IRC, Ollie mentioned that her mom had to sign an NDA before she could be on stream the first time. Well, that makes sense, right? So I would assume they at least all sign an NDA. At a bare minimum, they sign an NDA if they're with a company. I mean, Kurosanji is making them sign over their left, ovary. But that said, has Niji Sanji done any mom debuts? Has Niji done any mom debuts? Or is it just a hollow thing? I think it's just a hollow thing, right? Ollie's mom equal based and nonstop fun. I like that. That's what I like. That's what I like. People say, no, they can't. No, LMAO, momless behavior. Oh, Niji felt it once again. Oh, my God. Okay, Spencer says, Leah and her mom mentioned grandpa eating Fruit Loops off a grip.
What the fuck?
I don't know how do you guys mind break me so quickly? Like in the streams. Like this is just like, oh my God. Oh my God. What? I don't know what's going on. I really, Spencer, I'm sorry. Oh, Oh God! Next super chat. Black Sheep Boy says Becco Mama character has a cover watermark. Yeah, which would imply, like I said, the tramp stamp. The tramp stamp would imply ownership. Now, implied ownership and real ownership are two different things. So even if they put the tramp stamp on there, that still could mean that if Pekora really actually factually paid for it, then that could be a problem, right? Let's see. Imagine she graduates and uses it in the next life. That could happen. Could happen. Goro Gamer says, to make people a bit happier, I should have swallowed. Rin Mama, 2023.
Not a sin. I cannot absolve you. Mega based.
I'm actually okay with that. Scorelock says, Japanese mega corporation owns the digital engram of your mom. This is Cyberpunk 2027 in 2024. Yes. Yes, this is absolutely the future. Yeah, I am literally, guys, like this is destroying me right now. You guys are just breaking me repeatedly here. Oh God, I was not ready. Like, this is what happens, guys. By the way, 2,551 of you in the chat. Please smash the like button. This is what happens when I step away from VTubing for like 5 days. I come back and I'm like, oh, I'm just coming back to wholesome VTuber land. What's happening? What's happening over here in VTuber land? And
Disgusting.
is my first reaction. Hi, according to my name, I'm new here. Welcome, Bats. Andrew Clark says, can an agency recast a pilot? Sure, why not? Why couldn't they recast them? They have the ability to do that. If they thought that their model was not fitting their personality, or maybe they wanted to give them another role or way to do it, they could do that. They could do that. It's very possible. Very, very possible. Volts, as far as I know, the only parents on Niji was Hannah's. Okay. Maybe there's one there. Phase Connect, gonna phase connect. That is, play the clip.
Yeah, I'm in favor of execution. Maybe our entire team needs to be executed after tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. Japanese mega corporation. Oh no, I got that one already. Got that one. And then when will we see Legal Mom as a ping? That'd be in the future. I think. Maybe, when I hit 200K, we'll start talking about things. The white boy who ghosted Uki. This name gets me every time. Niji can't do mom to view since they're holding them all in a basement somewhere to ensure good behavior. They're like the Genghis Khan of feed tubing agencies, or like the we will hold your mother and your family until you perform for the glory of Nijisanji. You must perform. We execute mama. No rabbit mama for you. That is from The Office of Kurosanji. Eddie says VTuber lore is basically in its Wild Wild West stage. No, it's great. And that's why I love it, because the law is also Wild Wild West. And your boy Legal Mindset enjoys it when it's up here in an unexplored area, when it's in an area that we haven't talked about before. It's great. It's fantastic. All right. So let's get into today's main topic. I know that there's the timestampers out there. I love the aggressive timestampers who are like, he gets into the main topic 1 hour in. To those aggressive timestampers, that are out there like, he waited an hour to get to the main topic. Just so you know, I mean, just from between me and you, with love.
Fuck you.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
I get to it when I want. All right. So we're going to get into this, but before we get into this, I want to say that the original post was taken down. So we do have a second post here. This is on the Luca Kaneshiro document. I want to give also a little caveat here. And this is something that I want to make very clear from my perspective. Okay. And this is something I apply uniformly as a lawyer. I will try to analyze what sounds more viable or what sounds more not viable, what's more believable and what's more not believable. But I do believe that obviously, we are, in general, accusations until there's more evidence and stuff like that are accusations. Now there's some screenshots here. So obviously with the screenshots, that's verified. But when you have a narrative accusation, you have to take it kind of at face value, right? We haven't heard the other side of the story. And even from Niji talent, right? And even, in any context, I say, folks are entitled to respond, right? So in the law, we call it the confrontation clause. So that's sort of the basis behind trials. So when you have a trial and you have a witness, you have a ability to cross-examine the witness, right? So if you say, I saw this, right? So a witness gets on the witness stand and they say, I saw Falside peeking through Nux's window. I saw him with binoculars peeking through Nux's window. You have the ability to cross-examine that and say, well, where were you? Where does Nux actually live? Do you actually know that's true? And you have the ability to prove whether that person is lying or not. So I'm not saying whether this is true or false. I'm just reading the allegation and pointing out legal or potential legal issues. And I want to be very, very clear about that. What did he see? Some horrible, degenerate things. Shoe on head, living rent-free in Nux's basement. I'm joking. By the way, I love all these people. Shout out to False Nux, Rima, DN, everybody who's worked for me. I appreciate everybody. And once again, I'm willing to work with everybody who's got a commitment to providing good information, truth. Also, thank you to False for providing the original link. The original link went down, but now this new version is up and available, which is the PDF. I just downloaded the PDF so that people striking this couldn't cause problems. Real quick, I'll catch up on a few of these super chats before we start. Ortis says there's Hana Machida's dad from Niji. Okay, so there's one. There's one. He's probably a captive. No, the reason is Gambu changed VA, ruined company. Okay. Thank you for the Malaysian ringgit. Andrew says, reverse that. Same model, different pilot. Oh, yeah, you could do that as well. You don't own it. They can change the pilot. Nothing stopping them from doing that at all. People would probably notice, but they could do it. Mario says, speaking of moms, I only know one single mom, independent YouTuber that's pretty awesome, particularly singing. Otsuka Ray. I will check them out. I love myself some mommies. Shadow Knight 1990 says, technically a recast is possible. Pressing a button is one of the biggest taboos in VTubing. Asking DN about Kizuna's AI's first pop. Yeah, see, here's the thing. It would be super taboo. People would figure out about it, and I don't think they would do well in the end. I don't think they would do well. I agree. I think from a PR standpoint, it'd be bad. Tankrat says, lol, Face Connect's NASA post on X, nudes in bio for April Fools. Wait a second. Hold on. Wait, what? That is this the official Face Connect one here? No way. Hold on, let me try this again. I have not seen that. Gotta link me, Tank Rat. People are getting memed. I want to know. I'll check it out though. Try to find it. El Jaka said, I think Hollow started with Peko. She hid her job from her family. After she hit 1 mil, she did a live reveal to her, and then Hollow Mom became a thing. Oh, it's really cute. Really cute. Oyamada said, in SkinTuber news, Thor from Pirate Software broke the hype train record at level 106. Holy moly. Know nothing about any of this, but I'll check that out. I don't know anything about Thor, but I'll check that out. Todd Krim says, getting smacked in weird lewd shit is the entrance fee for VTuber. It's true. It's very, 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 very true. Chaos Smash says, false in tactical gorilla gear. Yes. Very supportive. False needs extra support because he is a best pony boy. And Sentai says, well, there's a lot of objectionable stuff in the Luca document. Just like with Uki, the real issue IMO is the difference in treatment between this and what other livers have been punished or terminated for. And that's what we're going to look at this under the light of. Thank you. Perfect transition into the document. So here is the document, which is, let me see if I can kind of move this. There we go. Perfect. So here's a document. Obviously, they put trigger warnings at the top, but look, I'm not one for quote unquote trigger warnings, just as much as say we're talking about adult topics, legal topics. Legal topics are not pretty. Legal topics are down and dirty, and they deal with the facts. If the facts hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. That's what the facts are. You're probably not made for this channel if you can't handle the facts. Any DM messages, Discord messages between one boo or re is Luca. Java/Luca. So Java is Luca, apparently. He changed his Discord name and profile picture several times. I don't know this, but I'm going to choose to believe this. Okay? So once again, like for the purposes of this document, we're going to presume that this is true. Hold on. Do a little spray break here. Right. We're going to choose to believe this is true. So why does this document exist? And this is actually what got my attention. Anytime you say Niji Sanji contract, anytime anybody says Niji Sanji contract, I feel like they're summoning me, like they're summoning legal mindset. More information, such as the Niji Sanji contract, has come out along with another individual in the know confessing to me that Luca Kaneshiro has allegedly harassed others inside of Niji Sanji. I believe it is my responsibility to bring to light his problematic behavior and patterns of abuse that both Java and Luca, well, Java is Luca, right? So I don't know why they put it like that. As both, right? As both, whatever. For those who may be in a precarious situation which do not allow them to act or speak, so they work for Niji Sanji. Because the implication here, just starting out, is under the Niji Sanji contract. Remember, this is the most important thing. Under the Niji Sanji contract, bullying and harassment is not just allowed. Bullying and harassment in Niji Sanji is incentivized. Why? Because Niji Sanji does not interfere. So they are saying in their contract that they are not going to interfere in any conflicts between livers, which means it's encouraged because there are pecking orders, right? Because there are benefits to getting closer to management, to edging people out. It incentivizes the Godzilla, let them fight mentality. By the way, I have to see the Godzilla and Kong movie. I actually hear it's pretty good. From people that have gone to see it. But that said, that's how it is. It's like an unfriendly match of Kong and Godzilla and Mothra and everybody in there, Ghidorah. You know, you're getting all of them in there in the Royal Rumble, the Battle Royale, the Hunger Games of Kurosanji. Okay, I see people in the chat saying it's solid. It was okay, pretty fun. Yeah, I just like going to the movies. I watch a lot of anime in the movie theaters because Asia has a lot of anime that's just in the movie theaters, which is awesome. I just like that it's very Kino, reminds me of my childhood. So I like going to movie theaters just by myself. Doesn't matter. So this is to touch up upon internal issues of any color's management and their talents. Any documents are simply meant to prove the credibility of my story and that I was deeply involved with Luca. While some may be asking why I didn't do it sooner, to be completely honest, no one cared. I, to this day, harassed and sent death threats by Luca's fan base. I believe this, right? Obviously, fans are going to threaten you if you attack their Oshi. They actively suppress, lie, and spread vicious rumors to try and discredit me. I would get anonymous death threats in my Marshmallow and from Sock Puppet Twitter accounts. So I gave up for a long time. So I can understand that part. So what we have here too, by the way, is in most places, like in America, you're responsible for your employees. So if your employees are fighting, are battling, you're responsible for that. And I've talked about this with people, and I know why. Look, I know why VTuber companies don't classify them as employees. The main reason why they're not classified as employees is because of things like healthcare, because of things like retirement plans, because of things like benefits, other benefits, minimum wage. You know, all these things are triggered when you have an actual factual employee. But that said, they're treating them like employees in the way they control them, and also the way they just let bad stuff happen to them. Right? That's a way in which they're simultaneously trying to control them and neglect them at the same time. And there's liability there. I think if they were in an American court, looked at this, they would say, no, you're allowing this to happen. You're incentivizing this to happen. You should exercise a higher level of control. A higher level of control. Whereas they're just being lazy at this point. Okay. So who am I? Now, I don't know anything. By the way, I don't know anything about Raziel for all intents and purposes. I mean, they DM me on Twitter, right? So I've got one DM from them and one message there, which, you know, I just pretty much said, hey, I don't need anything, you know, extra from you. I'm just here to read what's public, right? And go over what's public and what you put out that was public. So this is all I'm basing it off of and what the self-description. So I don't know the history here, okay? So let me be very clear. I don't know the history here. That can be a good and a bad thing. So the bad thing is there may be some context I'm missing here. I see here already reading ahead that we're talking about ages. I know that some of the Niji sisters and some of the Niji Fujos, they were talking about him being potentially 17 while she was overage, and, you know, using the G word, the one that rhymes with broom, right? I don't know any of those facts, so I can neither verify nor debunk them, right? I can just go based on the description that we have here, right? So I have been streaming on Twitch since 2014, and I have been a Twitch partner since 2015. Okay, cool. I worked as a community manager at a gaming publisher for a couple of years before I got laid off and started working at one of the top global Hollywood agencies as a social media consultant for outside organizations and our own influencers, streamers, and YouTubers. This is all to say I know a bit about streaming, social media marketing, and PR, at least at the very least, and how it should look from the inside. When Java and I met, I was known as Raziel Warmonic up until he became Luca Kaneshiro, and I made a new alias, Mizuchi, to help distance myself from our extensive past together under the advice of another Niji Sanji liver. After losing contact with Luca, I decided it would be the healthiest decision if I abandoned my Mizuchi pseudonym and went back to my original alias of Raziel Warmonic. Java and I, or Luca, I'm just going to say Luca instead of Java because I want this to be consistent. While extremely close, never dated and never met up IRL. So this is a very important fact, and I guess this would go to any allegations of any brooming. He was 18 and I was 24 when we first came into contact with each other. So above the age of majority. So there's none of that hanky panky going on here today. Let's see. I'm going to try to get stuff here that's on topic. So a lot of the comments here. So the super chats, I see them all. I'm going to get them afterwards, especially if they're kind of like off topic. We'll take a little break probably halfway through this, and I'll do some catch up. History pre-Nijisanji. Java and I met in VR chat sometime early in December 2018. We were part of an 18 plus VR chat. Okay, so right here, here's a relevant fact. So if they're part of an 18 and up VR chat, this is adult type content. So obviously relevant factoid there. Run by a person by the name of Rafflegator. also known as Rob. Why are there so many gators? Litigator emoji in the chat. Why are there so many gators? There's too many gators. But it's fun. It's fun. Appreciate our gators. So many. These lobbies were role play, RP oriented, and took place in a bar world that Rafflegator commissioned a note. Okay. Fun fact about your boy legal mindset. Fun fact about your boy legal mindset. I'm gonna really out my nerd cred now. I used to do, do you guys remember, anybody old enough to remember AOL chat rooms? I used to participate in several different RPGs that were run out of AIM chat rooms. And there were two specifically. One, a Dragon Ball Z one, which was my first one that I did. The second was a Gundam Evangelion mashup RPG, because we would use the rolling mechanism, because you could do the backslash roll 1 d20, roll 2 d20, roll 1 d6, roll 1 d100. And also someone mentioned in the chat, did you play MUDs? Yes, I also played a MUD. The MUD I played the most was called Act of War. It's called Act of War. I also played a Star Wars MUD. I forget what the Star Wars MUD was called. It was one of the most popular ones. But I would just steal spaceships and do spaceship fighting because I thought that was coolest. So I did play a Star Wars MUD as well. It was super fun. It was super fun. Really enjoyed the Star Wars MUD. But the Act of War I played way more. I was a ranger. I think it was like a storm elf in that one. But it was really fun. They were both fun. But the Gundam Evangelion one had more role playing. So I am familiar, right? Your boy is not like completely unfamiliar. This is why people always ask, so like, because I'm very tall, they ask, oh, didn't you play sports? And I said, no, I was playing RPGs. I was playing PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Final Fantasy, MUDs, and role-playing games. That's my childhood. That's my childhood. Nerd. Yes, indeed. Or more correctly,
Degenerates. You guys degenerates.
It's more me. All right. We started interacting with each other when Java asked Rafflegator if he would set up one character on a date with mine. So this is a dating context in the role-playing world, which is fine. This is a very popular form of RP at the time in Rafflegator's lobby, so it's nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, once again, you're in a role-playing world. This is fine. It's supposed to be a bar, right? What do you do at a bar? You go on dates. This type of improvised role play in the lobby was thrived on silly, awkward situations mainly. So I agreed and we went on an RP date. I even told Java after the RP out of character to make things abundantly clear and set boundaries that I was not interested in actual dating. It was just an RP thing, in which he agreed and said he wasn't looking to date either. We became friends and added each other on Discord early in January 19, where the majority of our conversations would discuss RP scenarios for our characters or talk about VRC chat in general. I would help him with his VRC chat avatars and get feedback from him on mine. So this makes sense. And honestly, I imagine a lot of people came from that background, right? I mean, that would make sense. Wild Kate says, everyone knows these Florida guys are weird. Yes, indeed. Let's play it. We're talking about gators and Florida men.
Maybe I have a chance. You goddamn crocodile! Go back to the fucking Florida! Go back to the Florida, you fucking crocodile!
Yes, indeed. Us Florida men are weird. All right, so we became close friends. Java would start inviting me to private worlds to open up about his home situation and the mental and physical abuse from his family. Okay, full stop here, right? So I just want to say something, like, and this is some advice, okay? This is some advice. Obviously, very nice to have good friends and everything that want to talk to you about stuff, but you should obviously, one thing that you should try to, especially if you're understanding you're trying to enforce a boundary, sometimes there can be, and I'm not saying this is bad, I'm just saying that sometimes you need to, if you're trying to keep things separate and not personal, you need to enforce a boundary saying, hey, I mean, really, you should talk to somebody who is a professional about this, like a licensed therapist or somebody who can help you out, especially if you are worried about a relationship forming or a misunderstanding about a relationship. When someone is sharing their deepest personal thoughts, it's not unheard of for you to get emotionally connected to somebody. Somebody in the chat, I see people say trauma dumping and all that sort of stuff. That there can be a point there's a balancing act, right? Not all talk is trauma dumping, but there's a point at which it does become that, and they need to go over there, because as somebody who is trying to have a boundary and trying to, keep things separate and have a line between role play and real world, you need to set boundaries, right? And without boundaries, that parasocial thing, it's going to happen. You can't just say, like, so if you want to set a boundary, you can't just say, oh, let's not have any emotional connection between us, because emotional connections are going to happen at a certain point if you're doing certain things. You have to be very intentional about your actions. That's all. Just be very intentional about your actions and your boundaries. And it's not a bad thing to have a boundary and say, look, I'm not comfortable talking with you about that. People will send me stuff. I'll give an example. This is from my own context. People will send me stuff about their legal issues, and I'll tell them, I'll say, hey, I can't help you with this. You need to go get a criminal lawyer who's a local lawyer. You need to get somebody to really help you with this. And they'll continue to message me about it. And I'll say, I just won't respond, right? It's like, no, because there's a boundary there. Or if I responded to somebody on something and they keep responding and trying to, monopolize my time or go off on wild tangents, and I've already given them a response and they just can't accept that response. Well, I just don't respond, right? You have to have boundaries, or else you're going to be consumed by this sort of stuff, right? You're not somebody's therapist. You don't have an obligation to that. Now, there's a lot of kind people out there, but this is something that you need to be very careful of. So just to put that out there, this is kind of a warning for that. He would tell me that he never felt comfortable talking about this stuff with anyone before, right? So once again, this is a unique type of sharing. So it is only natural for an emotional connection to happen when you share intimate stuff with somebody. We're all human, and this is normal, right? So in return, I would share stories about my abuse growing up as well, and how I dealt with these tough situations. By the way, abuse is never okay. I'll say it once, right? Obviously, it's horrible. Mental and physical abuse deserve to be treated seriously, and men and women both deal with mental abuse, often of different types, and physical abuse of different types, and deserve to talk to somebody professional and somebody who can really help them with that, because it is severe and it does deserve proper care. Luca knew I had a long-term boyfriend at the time, and I played VR in my older brother's family room, so I did not have a private space. I never did anything sexual or suggestive in or outside of VR at the time. On January 17, 2019, Luca would once again invite me into the private world. We were both in full body tracking in VR chat. We discussed RP and made small talk before Java would go silent. At first, I thought his mom came in the room, and she often did. He muted himself to talk to her. I just kept talking, could see him moving slightly, but he kept silent. I asked him if everything was okay. He said it was. I then asked him what he was doing. It was there without asking me if I was okay. Out of the blue, with no prior consent, and with boundaries already made clear that I did not want to date, he told me he was touching himself to my voice. So here we go. Here's the first allegation. Now, let's talk about this legally. Okay, so what do we have here? Legally. First legal point, right? Red flag. First legal point. This is one. Okay. First of all, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, and chat can be wrong, but correct, he was not employed by Niji Sanji at the time. He was not yet Luca. He was still Java at this time. So at this time, I believe he was not yet at Niji. Am I correct? I think I'm correct here. He was not at Niji. So He was still Java, not at Niji. So did Niji have any responsibility? Sorry about that, guys. Once again, I'm sick, so I'm powering through this for you guys. Does Niji have a lot of responsibility towards this? No, because this is something in the past. If there was not a criminal complaint filed for this, if this was not something that was criminal, Niji really doesn't have much of a responsibility to this. And I know that sounds cold, right? But once again, the law is about facts, not feelings. So Niji really doesn't have too much to interject here because it happened before his employment. It didn't happen. Someone says Niji wasn't until 2021. Okay, that's fine. It was prior, right? And there's no criminal charges pressed. So how are they going to find out about it, right? Just based on these allegations alone. And I know, look, I know we're in the era of #MeToo, but allegations are not the same as criminal charges. And if you have a genuine issue, you should press criminal charges. Now, what could be broken here? This could be some form of sexual charge, right? Some form of sexual charge, right? And I don't know where they're both residents and what states they live in or countries or whatever else, but this could be some form of, for example, assault. Now, there's no actual touching there, but an unwanted sexual behavior. It's possible. Would he be convicted on it? Maybe not. Could he say it's a joke and get off on it? Probably. It's going to be pretty hard to prove. It's going to be really hard to prove. Some form of sexual charge. It's possible. Now, the burden would be really high to prove this because, frankly, I'm just going to say it. You don't got dicks out for Harambe, okay? Because she's not seeing it, because there's no screenshot, because there's no proof, it's going to be really, really hard to prove this criminally. So this is a situation where, okay, I read this and I'm like, well, we're going to have to take her word for it, but we've got nothing else validating this particular statement, right? So just this in an isolation. It's pretty bad though, if it's true. If it's true. So if it's true, yes, this is morally reprehensible behavior. However, once again, I'm not here to talk about morals principally. That's for you guys. I'm here to talk about the law. So legally, this actually looks really bad, but legally, there's not much here. There's actually not much dealing with the law here. Okay. I froze up. I honestly did not know how to respond at the moment, so I just kept talking. Luckily, it did not last long because shortly I would see his avatar's head drop to the floor and he would go offline. I shortly found out after in Discord DMs that his mom walked in on him. Guys, the ultimate punishment is your mom walking in on you fapping it. Which, by the way, your mom walks in and she's like,
Disgusting.
Or even worse.
Laughing monkey とかさ。
No. Even worse. The monkey is way worse. That's pretty bad. That's punishment in and of itself. I would go and respond in Discord DMs he said that mom came in. I didn't know how to respond. I was told by him his mom would still be physically abusive and yell at him. So my brain switched to make sure he was okay as opposed to addressing what he just did, as you can see in the DMs below. My mom, okay, so here's the DMs. So I'm more likely to believe anything I see in a DM, by the way. My mom caught me. That's an oof. I'm afraid that is what happened. Yeah. Big oof. I'm sorry. I hope you're okay and didn't get into trouble. Oh no, big trouble. Personal space. Holy fuck. Do they not know? Sorry, Raz. Okay, so but nothing in here about her kind of like objecting to it, but obviously, yeah, it's kind of bad here. No, it's okay. I'll give you an update. My mom is having a meltdown. I'm really sorry. No, it's okay. What are they doing now is restricting my playtime. As long as you're safe, they're going to limit my use of the internet. I will only be able to use it for 2 hours forever. Yeah, she's being a C word. it's like I did something horrible. So we've got some backup. So from those DMs, it's pretty clear he was fapping. Okay, so fapping confirmed pretty much by the DM. Once again, you could fake DMs, but that takes another level of effort, and I doubt people are. Going too far with that. So, at some point we'd start streaming again. Continuing here. Wait, hold on. Matches Burn says his mom walked in on him. Told you so. That's good. I believed you. At some point, I would start streaming again. We both continued to appear in Rafflegator's stream lobby, and I would stream on the side, in which Java would be heavily involved of his own volition. He would go as far as to wake up in the early morning, 4 a.m. Australia time, so he could be on my stream. I did not ask him to be on my stream. He wanted to be on of his own accord. Jokes and teasing started to form around him orbiting or being lost without me on Rafflegator in my own stream. He even had an emote on my channel dedicated to him named Raz Orbiter that was just his VRC chat avatar's face. Wow. I do greatly appreciate him helping me and appearing on my stream to this day, however. Unfortunately, this was the start of obsessive and possessive behavior. Okay. Off stream, we would hang out in VRC chat as well and visit public worlds with our friend groups to meet and talk with new people. His HTC Vive VR headset would end up breaking and he would be without it for a couple months. During this time, I would learn to lap dance in VR chat, and he would become upset when I would dance for other people or even talk to guys if he did not like how they approached or jokingly flirted with me. We got into a lot of arguments. I would tell him multiple times to knock it off, and it wasn't appropriate. I have never seen a VRC chat lap dance. I feel like I have to like VRC chat lap dance. Is there anything we can we preview oh wait, this is actually a thing. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Is this safe for TV? Wow, can I even show this? I'm like playing this in the background here to see this, and I'm like, can I show this on screen? Okay. Wait, what? Oh my god, this is kind of crazy, actually. What the hell? Okay, hold on. I'm just like, okay. Most of these have music on them, so we'll definitely get struck. But like, I'm literally watching this chick, this like Fox girl boy, I don't know, like do a lap dance in a forklift. Okay, all right. So there's that. So this is a thing. Okay, this is a thing. All right. I've now.
Disgusting.
Okay. All right. I mind broke myself on that one. And there's a playlist. Oh, there's a playlist. Go to YouTube. There's a VRC chat. There's a VRC chat playlist of lap dances. This is a real thing. Was that Fox forklift certified? I don't think so. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is apparently a thing. So he gets getting mad about it. After establishing more boundaries and being understood by both. By the way, nothing illegal about any of this. Being possessive is, once again, moral stuff, nothing to do with the law. So none of this is illegal. None of this is in any way criminally, civilly actionable yet, right? We're past the fapping part, right? We're past that. After establishing more boundaries being understood by both of us, we were able to continue our friendship, but that isn't saying smoothly. Well, obviously, taking this at face value, non-legal advice here is you see a relationship that is becoming like, I hate the word toxic, but like it's becoming possessive and weird. You gotta not just set a boundary, you've got to like add space to that, and you've got to actually push back away from that. Like a duty is on you to to make the boundary and take the space from the person, right? So already it's becoming like sort of codependent-ish. I'm not a psychologist. I don't want to diagnose codependency because that's actually a diagnosis, but like it's codependent-ish-esque. We'll put it that way. I had to keep my conversations with others short. I felt like I couldn't even visit another friend in VRC chat. So she said she established a boundary, but she still felt obligated and controlled by him. So that's not a real boundary. Like if your boundary is immediately violated, that's not an actual boundary. Java struggles with respecting the LGBTA community. He would admit to harassing a trans female coworker by misgendering them on purpose. Well, obviously, so according to Reddit, I am #1 transphobe of the year. If you guys missed that last stream where Reddit tried to cancel me, right? So obviously, you know, I'm going to come in here with such hateful things to say, right? I'm joking. This is we'll see what they say here. I pissed off one of my workers today. Raziel said, "How did you do that, goofball?" W1BU says, "This bitch was being hypocritical about biology and shit. You know the thing I was talking about? If you get a blood transfusion from an African guy, then logically you are part African for a bit." Wait, what the fuck? Well, I mean, if you got an African guy's blood, that's an interesting thought experiment. I mean, your blood is African of origin, right? I guess, technically. I don't know. Anyways, oh my FG. She took it to the heart and said, "No, you're not, because biologically you're not." So today, and then there's a little censored part. I think it probably was doxed or whatever. That's probably his real name. "We have a trans male in our workplace. My friend referred to her as a he, and I was like, she's a girl. And then the bitch I was talking to last week told me to leave. I was like, that's a bit hypocritical of you because biologically she's a girl. Now you're telling me to believe logic more than biology when you told me the reverse last week." Raziel says, "Pick your battles. This probably should not be one of them. I know she's so gay." Okay, so right now it looks like there's the intentional stuff in there. Look, and if somebody tells me something, you know, obviously, and they work with me, particularly IRL, I'm just going to be respectful of them in general, right? So like, obviously disrespecting your coworkers for anything is stupid, right? And also they have a proper name. So you could probably just call them your proper name. Even if you're somebody who's, for example, a conservative Christian, you can say, I'm going to call them by their proper name, right? You don't have to like intentionally call them something that you know is going to piss them off, right? There's a difference, right? Even if you have principles, you don't have to sacrifice your principles to do that, right? And this is 2019, by the way. "He has a history of being scared of males who identify as gay." Well, where's the backup for that? Is there backup for that? Okay, we'll see. "He would get freaked out if a male hit on him or if someone joked on him about being gay in any way." Well, look, this is not such. This one, are you trying to make me morally convict him on this? Of course, this is not legal, but people can be uncomfortable with what they want to be uncomfortable with. People who are asexual are people who are asexual. I know people that are asexual or just not sexual that are uncomfortable of any sort of flirtation, right? Or sexual interest, right? So being uncomfortable because a guy hits on you if you're straight is just the same as if you're, let's say, gay and a woman hit on you and you feel uncomfortable. That you're allowed to feel uncomfortable. That's your own feeling, right? But that said, right, lighten the fuck up on the internet, right? You should be able to lighten the fuck up on the internet. Okay, so here we go. "My mom is asking me if I have a girlfriend. I said no. She's like, why? And I told her I was gay." Well, so wait, he's joking about it. So wait, how is he insecure about it? Anyways, "Lol, what did she say?" She said, "Oh, you're gay? No way, really?" I was like, "Fuck no." And then she said, "You little shit, thank God, lol." And then we walked for the next 20 seconds and asked me, "Are you really actually gay?" Raziel said, "Well, are you?" Hell no. I hate it when people say there's a little gay in everybody. Yeah, I mean, you could judge the morality of this. Maybe a little dumb. Also, he's a kid at this. How old is he in here? He's like, he has 18, 19. He's acting like a fucking kid. He's acting like a kid, you know. It's more funny than anything else, honestly. Mr. Mighty Taco said the benefit of the doubt is this was a long time ago, so hopefully his views have changed. Yeah, and honestly, look, if a lot of this happened when he was an 18-year-old kid, I said this the other day. I have a client in Manila, and when I was talking with this client had a 19-year-old son, and the 19-year-old son was very dumb. He was a nice kid, but he wasn't very smart. He pretended he knew everything, you know. He was a know-it-all. He knew the answers to everything. And I remembered at first I was getting angry, right? At first I get angry because I don't like people that clearly don't know and they pretend they know. I don't like it. But then I remember he's a kid. He's 19, 20, 21 years old. Yeah, he's technically an adult, but he doesn't have any real world experience. So even a 21-year-old, you still got some growing up to do, you know? You still got some growing up to do. Even at 21. This is a mindset he hasn't grown out of. In the screenshot below, you can see his late of 2023 expressed that transgender individuals make him uncomfortable, despite the role that Luca played for Rafflegator, where he would hit on males while pretending to be a woman. Yeah, trans people make me uncomfortable, and pregnant women? Question mark? Okay, that's where I got some questions. Why do pregnant women make you uncomfortable? That's weird, but whatever. I mean, once again, not illegal. Nothing illegal here. Weird, yeah, definitely, but what? Okay, I don't get this, but whatever. Okay. Once again, none of this is illegal, but you know, just makes you question. Java and I would make friends with someone named Trouser Gravy, and we all became close friends. Trouser and I were older than Java, so we advised him on his hard situations online and IRL. We often split the cost of gifts for things to send him, like his birthday and Christmas. Luca would then start to lie about his activities to both of us or blow us off when we plan to do something together as a group, like play Monster Hunter. Trouser Gravy would also be there to see if Luca would get upset about the above aforementioned events. Trouser Gravy and I would heavily encourage Luca to go out with his friends IRL or even meet girls he still talked to after high school, weren't interested in them. So it's saying, go out there and get it, buddy. So trying to tell him to get it. By the way, hello, False. I know you're there. I see him. What's up, False? Good to see you, bro. So do you remember what we used to argue about? His family life was a big one. How his mom treated him is usually a top one. Him never doing what he was going to do. Him doing the opposite of what he said he was going to do. Or just lying about it badly, like getting caught hanging out with doing something he said he literally wasn't doing. There was one I actually remember about people looting him. So you told him to set boundaries, but he never did. He just complained about it a lot and never did anything. This is very true. Guys, a lot of people do this. A lot of people will set boundaries, but not actually enforce them. If you have a boundary, you have to enforce it. If you say something, you got to do it. This was either about VRC or when he just started to stream. Probably both, honestly. He complained about Rob using him for views, which was true, but he loved the attention from Rob's streams, and he just kept hanging out with him. There you go. Java was not a good liar. He would come up with fake excuses to blow us off and get on VRC chat to be on Rafflegator's stream, which are two very easy things to look up. There is no offline mode in VRC chat, and he was on our friend's stream. We would fight about him lying to me about this. Our arguments became more frequent. I would have to sit there and console him for hours as he would get upset over lying and over menial things like me not caring about the same anime as him. You don't like Evangelion? Get out! Get out! That's it. We're over. No, but that's, once again, weird parts of a relationship. Nothing illegal so far. Our friendship has still persisted, however. Java would like to stream on his Twitch channel under the name Java. He decided to do this after gaining popularity, pretending to be a girl in VRC chat to trick popular streamers. So he was catfishing. Also, Not a crime. Totally allowed to catfish if you want to catfish. Catfish away, baby. Catfish away. But let's see here. Such as soda poppin' by seducing them and then revealing he was a guy on Rafflegator stream. I would more or less stop streaming to help Java focus on his stream. This is when I would start to manage his channel and community. My work included keeping company on stream per request, suggesting games for him to play based on popularity, managing sponsorships, cultivating and managing his community, running and helping him moderate his moderation team, helping his moderation team, coming up with subathon goals and executing the goals that didn't directly involve him, and streaming for him at least once a week on his channel so that you would keep a consistent schedule. Java would lie about his revenue to me, making less than he was telling me during the period, and about going to school he wasn't even enrolled, amongst other things. So already she is committing to helping him with his channel for free with no compensation. Now, this could be a legal issue. This could be a legal issue. Here's a legal issue. Here's a legal issue here. Let's pause. Potential legal issue. You've got somebody who's performing work for you and you're not compensating them. So there might be some sort of action. It could be an estoppel action or whatever else that she is owed some sort of compensation if she expected, if it can be shown that there was an expectation of some sort of thing. Or for example, if he had revenue that was coming in and should have given that over to her, right? There's potential. There's potential here, right? So now what she would say is probably, and you could probably go look back at the logs, that this was just something that they were doing as a friend and not for compensation. But still, there's a little bit here, right? When you have somebody who's working for you and you're not paying them, there are potential issues where they can say they are due X. He would end up making 2 sock puppet Twitter accounts to harass him. By the way, that's why you should make it very clear that, you know, mods are paid in thank yous and pats on the back, and senpai notices you. You know, be very, very clear about that. And also, mods are generally acknowledged as being for free. So modding in and of itself isn't a problem, but managing sponsorships, streaming for him, you know, doing subathon stuff goals, making stuff for him, that's more like a work. He would end up making 2 sock puppet Twitter accounts to harass others in the Niji audition process. One named Lolly Springer and the other Pogger Swag. Okay. So here to account Poggy Woggy Champ. This is such a weird specific thing to lie about in 2 alts. Lolly Springer said, you know, male VTubers ATM are just not entertaining. They're more focused on complaining and being sad about a male VTuber. 98% don't have the personality for it, yet we have yet to see a dominant individual male VTuber, and I can only name a couple that take the spot on. I'm not saying you complain. Most just don't have the mentality to aim for the top, and you can agree most do. So actually, honestly, from what I've heard, this statement about male VTubers is kind of accurate, right? So from what I've heard, that's fairly accurate, at least in that part. By the way, people say false is the 2%, but false is VTuber adjacent, right? So yes, false is a VTuber. He has a model. Same with like Rev and Nux and all those other guys. But they're doing they're VTubers, but their content is different, right? Their channels are different. But I agree. I'll give it to them. They're VTubers. They're VTubers. Okay, they're VTubers. But yeah, I'm definitely VTuber adjacent for sure. 100%. Continue. I have 2 friends that got their emails 2.5 weeks ago. Aside from that, they can't say anything else. If you haven't gotten anything, you didn't make it. So Pogger Swagger says, I was so nervous during my interview for Niji Sanji audition. This is a weirdly specific thing to lie about on 2 separate alts. So claiming they're lying about the Niji Sanji edition. In VTuber, help it out, Pog. Jobs, hi there. This is a leg reveal for both of my characters. I'll release the character sheets when we reach 600 followers. No, second round started 3 days ago. Oh my gosh, I just got the second email from Niji Sanji and I have the video email Friday, video interview Friday. Wish me luck. They look at your application first. If it's not good enough, they don't watch you. I wonder, when will there be an individual dominant male VTuber doesn't complain all the time about being oppressed, rather actually prove that male VTubers can do just as well. One of my favorite VTubers is a dude, and they're amazing. Lots of charisma, naturally entertaining, funny as hell with an adorable laugh, and always a great joy to watch. If they should happen upon this post, I hope they ignore you because your comment is really unhelpful. Who asked? Okay, read the room. Just saying, most don't have the drive to be number one and accept that it's a female-dominated space. Therefore, stop putting yourselves down and actually start doing. Then again, there are things that you just can't change about you. I'm going to say something real quick. This is not legal. This is not legal. But I'm, in general, I'm a fan of people stop bitching and start doing, right? Like, instead of complaining, oh, I can't do this, it's so hard. Just go and do it and shut up. So I am generally a fan of people not complaining about stuff and doing it and trying. And I respect the people that try. Even if you try and you kind of fail, I respect the triers. I don't respect the complainers. And that's why I give so much love to VTubers, because even when they screw up, even when they make mistakes, they're trying, right? That is more than you can say for 98% of people, because they're just not trying. They're just complaining, right? So that, and once again, this is why I say we have a hard time with people, and we want to cast them as good or evil. This is wrong. People can be right on issues and still wrong, right? So we, especially in 2024, especially with people of a certain mentality, right? That just want to cancel people because of one view. Well, if somebody has 99 good views and good ideas and one bad idea, does that mean that none of their ideas are good because one idea is bad? No, of course it doesn't. That's ridiculous. It's preposterous. And I am fully against just, canceling people because they may have one idea. All you say is, look, this one idea is wrong. You could even say this one idea is immoral, but that doesn't mean they're going to be wrong about everything. So even if you might think, oh, Luca is a bad person, you don't need to make it out so everything he said is wrong. In fact, I think that individual statement is probably correct. Let me get a couple of these. Luca acting very catty, on brand for his female role play. Wild Kate said, when I was 18, I had it all figured out. Then when I was 23 and married, I realized I knew nothing. Yes, this is very true. This is very true. You think you know it all when you're 18. Then you realize how much you don't know. You realize you are Jon Snow. You know nothing. Silbury says, I think she meant she didn't have a handle on his discomfort with LGBTQ. Let it go too far. That might be true. That might be true. Super It Gel says, my guess is gay/pregnant refers to a porn tag. Wait, what? Like the combination? Like male pregnancy tags? I mean, that would be, but I thought it said pregnant women. Whatever. But that said, I got no problem with it. I mean, beauty of life, beauty of life. Jin says, pre-debut V-tweeters are not liking you right now. They can deal with it. They can deal with it. I don't give a shit. Sentai says, what he's saying about male VTubers here isn't necessarily wrong, but his intent here is to discourage competing Niji applicants. And that's what you can critique. So say the statement is true, but I critique the intent, right? Derna says 18 is the loading screen to adulthood. Very, very true, especially nowadays where people are kind of having delayed adulthood. Okay, continuing on here. We are, how far are we? 12 pages in, so we're actually doing pretty good. I would attempt to get these accounts by using the same passwords he had given me before. It worked, so I verified these accounts were his by gaining access to them on Twitch, and sent an email, was sent to an email, recognized him as his 2FA. Very interesting. I mean, this is kind of like, why are you doing these little Inspector Gadget things here? I mean, once again, we have to take your word on this, but like, you're telling us that you're like essentially breaking into somebody's accounts, right? I mean, I guess you're doing work for him, so maybe it was okay and expected, but like this, Once again, very interesting there. He wasn't even aware that he was a Niji Sanji at this point. So and by the way, I'm just asking questions. I'm not trying to imply any sort of liability here. So let's continue. Just asking questions. He wasn't even aware that he was a Niji Sanji at this point, and it was still too early for the process. When I confirmed the accounts were his, I confronted him about it. At first, he would deny it. He would then admit to it, and he showed him proof of me getting into the accounts. I felt obligated to cover this up to people who were accusing him. I would also prevent him from talking to other people that would get him into trouble, such as the ban he would incur while in the popular GTAV RP server NoPixel for sexual harassment. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Why would he get a sexual harassment? I don't get it. What did he do that's sexually harassing? This stuff? What are these comments? These are on Twitter. How is that? I don't get it. Was it for the fapping? What? This statement I don't get. I don't understand how he would get thrown out of a server for sexual harassment. So let's see. Explained in a second. Okay, here we go. Okay. We had multiple reports of you pushing sexual harassment during this, going against TOS on a 911 call. The RPer wasn't okay. The RPer wasn't comfortable with the direction it was headed. In terms of RPing, that his testicle was damaged. Okay. Sorry. Look, I know this is serious, but like testicle was damaged makes me laugh. I can't help it. I really can't. In terms of causing him to sound like a woman and begging us to help him put it back. Okay, sorry. Can't. I'm sitting here reading this.
What the fuck?
Look, guys, I've role played a lot of things. A damaged testicle is something I have not role played. Look, I've role played a lot of scenarios. I'm not gonna lie. Your boy has done some role plays, okay? A damaged testicle has never been one of them, right? A twi leak in all the wrong places might be, but a damaged testicle is not one of them. You made a racially offensive mark during the heli ride back to the city as well. I want to know what the racially offensive remark is. I really want to know. Tried to grab, like, was it playing favorite son? You know, like in role playing that this was like Vietnam. I don't know. By the way, like even my Vietnamese friends would think that's funny. I don't know. Anyways, forcing this type of RP to others while they continued to ask you to stop and refuse the direction you were going into this direct TOS and rule break of NoPixel and Twitch. I wanted to reach out to you and let you know why you were removed from the community at this time. This would continue until he was offered to be part of Niji Sanji and graduated his channel. Okay, well, okay. So all of this reported bad behavior, edgy behavior, naughty behavior was all before Niji Sanji. Yeah. So here we go. And Vietnamese can confirm it's funny as fuck. Yes, the fortunate son. The fortunate son meme. I don't know if you guys have seen that. And somebody actually made a like. Hold on. I don't know if you've seen this, but they actually made like a Legal Mindset Fortunate Son remake, like clip. Let's see. Oh man, somebody made a clip at some point. It's really, really funny. But they like put my head over Quagmire from Family Guy during the little clip they have of that. It's actually really hilarious. But anyways, all right. No boom. Got HoloLens figures for the back shelf. No, I need to. But I will be moving apartments. I will be moving apartments very soon, within the next month. That's a little bit of a spoiler, but we're gonna have some big moves soon. LCPL Anime Guy says, I don't have a streaming tech, but I still stream from consoles so I can let my personality carry my streams. That's what I want to do as a content creator. Good. And your personality should be the thing that carries it. You know, not just your model. Okay, history is Luca. History as Luca. So now we're starting Luca. So up until now, everything has not come down on Niji Sanji. At this point, from now on, we're on page 13. We are now having to examine whether this is something that could get him terminated under the Niji Sanji contract. Let's be very clear. The answer is probably going to be yes. Before I even read anything, there is so much you can get terminated on for the Niji Sanji contract. If Niji Sanji wanted to, could they fire him? Yes, Niji Sanji can fire you for sneezing, right? So we're gonna read this. We're gonna go through this, right? But remember, Niji Sanji can fire you for like any reason, anytime, right? For blinking and not jumping as high as they want you to. So, but without even knowing any facts, there's probably something in here that is going to be fireable, right? Let's continue here. No. What's up, Pulse? So when Java got an email asking for an interview from any color as we were hanging out in VRC chat together, when he randomly started to shout and exclaim, he got an email. We were both beyond excited. He asked me what he should wear. He sent me a pic of his outfit before the video interview to make sure he looked okay, and told me what they said and asked him after the interview. He would be accepted into their roster to debut under the first English male wave under Luxium. So first male wave. Our relationship was still very good. He would spitball names for his character where we only had the image below to go off of. He came up with a little lion plush mascot as someone who had both commissioned from, come up with a lot of ideas before we settled on the current design. He couldn't come up with a name for it, so I ended up naming it Augustus. We would talk about his aspirations, like how he didn't want to be like other male VTubers. He wanted to go with a non-boyfriend experience, non-BFE. He didn't want to pander or sell out, and he wanted to be a non-lewd CISO personality and really play into the mafia-esque character. Okay, the mafia-esque character. All right. Well, clean, being CISO, being clean, right? Okay. So, good image. I mean, the mafia image, really cool. Cool art. Most of the things he was commissioning for his debut went off without a hitch. But he would express frustration on certain things, such as commissioning an overlay and not liking it. That person who was supposed to create his intro and starting screen was ghosting him. And then he was bad at PowerPoints. He needed someone to make his debut strides look pretty. I stepped up and offered to do these things for him. He was my friend. He was frustrated, and I wanted to help him as best I can, especially since his debut was very close at this point. So she's already doing work here. This is a problem for Niji Sanji. So already this is a violation of the Niji Sanji contract. What does the Niji Sanji contract say, guys? Guys, what does it say? Chat. This is a test. It's a legal mindset test to make sure you're not 39 IQ. What does the contract prohibit? You got it. Okay. First one to get it here gets credit. Spy 005. No subcontracting. Right? No subcontracting. Bichilati, no subcontracting. No subcontracting. You guys got it. You guys got it. You need permission. You need permission. He did not get permission. He fucked up. He already was in violation from the contract. From that, they could fire him. And look, you've got the DMs here proving he did it. Unauthorized subcontracting. So right away, he can be fired under the Niji contract. So you need me to pretty up your PowerPoint, stinger, schedule, outro. Am I missing anything? That's really about it. I feel really bad making you do it. I should learn shit for myself. I mean, you popped the schedule thing on me out of the blue today, but it's fine. Yeah, sorry. Video is good, though. That's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. Feel bad making you do it, but you're doing it anyways, After Luxium debuting, Luca would completely cut off contact with the friends he made before Niji Sanji. He never voiced any issues with these friends before and would often hang out with them. To my understanding, when he later talked about his friends treating him poorly, he was strictly referring to Rafflegator. Luca and I would start to grow apart. Okay. So this is a natural thing. So let me explain this little feeling to people. This is legal mindset. We're going to talk about the law, but sometimes senpai is here for your feelings too, because senpai notices you and appreciates all of you. And in his own way, I love you, but only if you smash that like button. My love for you is conditional upon the like button being smashed, because only 1,200 of you have smashed it. We need to get to 2,000. Obviously, senpai does not love you until you get to 2,000. You are unloved failures. You're all failures. What was it? What was it that company said that you are like, you need, write me a report. Write me a report on why you're a failure. Please write me a report on why you suck, why you're incompetent. Please write me a report until you get to 2,000. Parasocial. Negligible. All right. Okay. Some people are enjoying the scolding way too much. Some people are enjoying the scolding way too much. Also, Mark's Mayhem says 18 is the new loading screen to adulthood, but life begins at 40. Also, treat others with how you wish to be treated. Be kind and be awesome. Yes, I live by that. By the way, life is not over at 40. Look, I'm 37 years old. I am having such a great time at life, and I am much more happy than in my 20s. I am so much more happy than in my 20s. Life is fucking awesome. Life is amazing. He would accuse me of expecting too much for him. And so what happens here is this, guys. When someone gets a new job, they often have to separate from their old job, their old friends. That's normal. Very, very normal. You have your new experiences are going to be separated from your old experiences. So you're not going to be able to relate in many cases to those old experiences. So this is why you end up drifting. You end up falling out. Look, when you leave a job, let's say you had 10 friends at your old job. Only one of those friends is going to stick around. And I'm being real with you. I'm being real. This is for, especially for young people. Know this. When you leave a job, almost nobody, maybe zero, will follow up with you, especially work friends. If your identity is work, that's the reason why you bond. That's just what's going to happen. Get used to that. That doesn't mean they're bad people. That's just normal. They were only friends with you because you were close at work. And that doesn't mean they're bad. That's humans, right? We have weak connections and strong connections. You just weren't a strong connection. And a lot of people, you're not as strong as you really thought you were. You thought you were strong, but it's because of what your situation was and where you were and what you were doing. It's circumstance. It's not actual deep friendship. That is a whole nother level. And even with deep friendship, by the way, you have to maintain it. You have to call, you have to keep up with it. You have to do it. He kept reassuring me that I could go to him for anything, vent anytime, and would even love bomb me in the morning after he woke up. When I did ask to hang out or vent, he would sometimes get upset, and then would make me feel guilty and minimize my feelings because he could never do enough and he could never live up to my expectations. This got worse and worse as time went on. So there's a lot of negative behavior in here. Once again, I'm not going to say codependent, but codependent-ish. The Ring Fit Adventure incident. So once again, okay. And nothing. So he's able to get fired here in this first part because he recruited her. So that's the issue here. So Niji Sanji could have fired him already. But let's go. Let's continue on. This happened early on. Luca had 2 mods, including me. He streamed Ring Fit for the first time. While I couldn't attend the stream, I rewatched it and saw his chat, knowing his best friend for years at this point. I asked him if he was comfortable with what was being said in chat. He told me he wasn't. He didn't like to be sexualized and just wanted to work out on stream while being entertaining. I told him that I should moderate the behavior in chat room and steer people away from sexual comments. Luca would stream Ring Fit again and would be more active in moderating. Well, to be honest, okay, to be honest, if this is a problem, don't play the game. So if people are doing something when you do some sort of content, don't play the game. If you have a real problem with it, don't do it. You have to accept as an adult, as a grown-ass man, you have to accept that when you do things, there are consequences. And there in life, especially being a man, is about trade-offs. If you do one thing, you have to sacrifice another thing, right? That's just what it is. If you want to be single, you cannot have a family at the same time, right? You want to be a great dad, you cannot be a great womanizer, right? You have to choose a lane, right? And by the way, it's not even about being a man. Women have the same things, by the way, but once again, I'm pointing this out because Luca is a guy, right? So women have the same struggle, though, oftentimes. I mean, women's struggle can be something like pursuing a family or pursuing a career, right? That can be a trade-off, right? You have to choose because oftentimes you cannot do both, despite what people say, right? There's always trade-offs in life. These are normal. These are part of being an adult, and you make choices, and those are your choices, and you live with those choices, right? And you should think about those choices. Do you want to get the Fujos? Do you want to bait the Fujos? If you want to bait the Fujos, then you're going to do stuff like that, right? You know what type of chat you're developing when you go down that road. I see a lot of law tubers, a lot of my fellow colleagues that are lawyers. They bait people into drama, and they've turned into more drama channels than they are legal channels and talking about the law in any even tangential way. Or maybe they're now talking about relationships and they're lawyers, right? You know, and that's not what their channel is supposed to be about, right? So you have to understand, why do people come to your channel? And when it's changing, you have to stop it from changing. If you see it changing, stop it from changing. Myself and other mods have no channel rules at the time, so we had to do things on our own discretion. Going back to moderating for Java, his chat knew me well, and I would joke around with them to try to softly steer conversations in other directions, as opposed to more harsher moderation approach, unless I absolutely had to. I did the same thing in Luca's second Ring Fit stream. This was taken the wrong way. I didn't ban or time out people for using the hot, sweaty emoji face, but I did encourage the use of another one when a user suggested it. I only timed people out for obvious sexual posts. I called out one user for accusing Luca of moaning on purpose. Then I told them he was breathing heavily because he was working out very hard. The stream went on without any issues until the very end, where someone would super chat Luca asking why his moderators were banning people. We weren't. And Luca would say he would talk with us as moderators. I ended up messaging him in a panic, letting him know that we did not ban anybody, only timed out. I talked to him after the stream. He would craft a tweet, ask if it was okay to post that he trusts his moderators. I told him it should be okay and clear the air about it. I would sit on Twitter and apologize personally to people about what happened during the stream and explain the timeouts. Some took this as an attack, which led to both Luca and I being attacked, harassed, doxxed by having our pictures plastered across social media sites, and more. I personally received a multitude of death threats. This put a giant strain on our friendship. I even asked to speak to his manager at Niji Sanji to better formulate a plan, but how to best handle this. But both Luca and his manager ignored me. Well, she is not an employee. They have no duty to talk to the manager. So real quick here. So contractually, Raziel has no rights. So Raziel does not have any duty to talk to the manager, does not get to speak to the manager. It's up to the manager whether they want to, help or not, or talk or not. So Niji has no obligation to that under the contract. So, and there's no privity there. In fact, being a moderator is just kind of a benefit, a silent benefit there, right? So that is a point. That is a good point. Now, this is pretty bad. And the fact that this happened as a result of moderating a Nijisanji stream, could that potentially have blowback on Nijisanji? Yes. Is it likely to incur massive legal liability? Maybe. If there was a death threat from an angry Fujo, and they actually went through on trying to harm somebody, right? And they went through with that, that could come back on Niji Sanji. We're talking about the law here, guys. Once again, we're talking about the law. Legally, this could come back on them because they have some duty to control, People say the manager's the myth. Well, I don't know whether the manager's a myth. Could be, could not be. But this is definitely bad. Doxing, very bad. Now, I don't know what they mean by doxing. Do they mean the identity, their IRL identity was doxed? Or do they mean their PLs were doxed? So with doxing, are they talking about doxing in the PL sense or in the IRL sense? That can make a big difference there. Because there could be some liability if someone's doxing like your address, for example, and making a threat. An address could be a legal thing. If it's an address, that could be a legal thing. Face reveal, that depends. Depends. IRL photos could be. That could be a thing. So Luca here. Here's the post. I trust my moderators to do their jobs. Do not lie to me and say they were banning people because of an emote when all they were doing was timing out very weird comments. Stop it. It was all a misunderstanding. And this is really liked by a lot of people. Going back to when Luxium debuted, Luca would complain and start comparing his numbers to his wave mates. Well, here's what happens. So here's what always happens. So guys, let me explain to you what happens. This happens with a lot of people. They all start saying, I'm going to be different. I'm going to do it this way. I'm not going to do this type of thing that everybody else does. Everybody starts that way. But then they discover the numbers, the fucking numbers, and they discover, wow, there's a reason why they're doing that content. I'm just going to play the clip real quick.
Yeah, right. Explain this to me like I'm retarded.
That won't be that hard.
So the issue is these people do not realize that the other folks doing that type of content probably don't want to do that content either. That's probably not what they would prefer to do, but that's what gets numbers. Fujo baiting, the BFE, it gets numbers. Number go up and people want the numbers. This is what all streamers do, even non-VTubers. For example, in the legal sphere, after the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp case, everybody and their mother wants to trial stream. In fact, there's people that's all they will do. They obsess with trial streaming because they know that it is the easiest way in the world for a lawyer, any lawyer, to just turn on the trial and the money printer will go burr. And everybody says, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And then they do it because it makes money. It's just what people do. This is what people do. He's always been obsessed with comparing himself to others and always worried about his viewer count and how many people die. This is not just him. So to be clear, and once again, guys, I'm trying to be very fair here. I'm doing a legal analysis, but I am trying to be very fair here. This is not just Luca. This is almost every YouTuber who is always comparing themselves to others, is always looking at what others are doing, are always worried about people in the chat and everything else and who's in the stream. This is normal for YouTubers, for VTubers, for everybody to worry about numbers. The number fixation is what drove him away from what he originally wanted to portray. He would be upset if I took notice of the new on-stream personality and content change. He started to pander more. He would Fujo bait with the other boys. There we go. There it is, Fujo bait. And started a shift to more of a boyfriend experience type content. Every single time it's gonna happen. You come in there idealistically and you get dirtied by the Fujos. He would get frustrated and sad that I didn't watch his streams anymore, which is for numerous reasons. One was the content shift. The other was his time slot, which was quite late for me. I would occasionally watch his streams, but I could even talk about them because it was like walking on eggshells. I couldn't joke about the things he said or did as he would get upset. Yet somehow all we would talk about was Niji Sanji in his streams. Well, no shit. This is his life, right? This is his life. So of course he's going to talk about Niji Sanji, right? Because that's what he's doing and that's what he cares about. That's his new job. 1BU, Jesus, there are so many shirtless fan arts. I cannot retweet them because it'll just be weird. Yeah, no shit. He's immersed in it. He's in it. He's in the hole. Thinking about my voice tweet 1 hour ago being sexual makes me uncomfortable and I don't want that. So he's frustrated and he's being compared to Dox Akuma. Denying he's being sexual, but he's going down that hole. He's going down that rabbit hole. He believed he deserved so much attention as his other wave mates were getting mainly Vox. So he's really jelly of Vox. He'd be constantly on sites like 4chan and blame it on Selin showing him. Oh no, blaming Selin. What did?
What the fuck?
Did not think we would have a Doki appearance up in the hizzy today, but we've got one here. Okay, let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you guys something real quick. This is a pro tip. Pro tip for streamers. Okay? Do not spend time reading your threads on message boards. Whether it's 4chan, whether it's the farms, whether it's 8chan, whether it's even comment sections, even hater videos, do not read that. You will go crazy. I have people I know they sit online reading the forums every single night and it mind breaks them. It literally mind breaks them. And they go down this spiral. You might see them doing weird stuff, engaging in weird behaviors, drinking, right? Don't do this. It's bad. It's real, real bad. He would message fans directly until this one artist came out about it. I told him he was stupid for having casual conversation with fans. That is kind of dangerous. You got to be careful. Sources, I'm winning night, you too, with a heart. I'm going to flex this. Okay, but seriously, Sobs, he's so kind. Luxium simping. Context, I think he's going to talk about it tomorrow if he feels the need to. So this is somebody who is like I guess it's a really obsessive Fujo here. He would use against the modeler's rules a password protective MMD model of Luca in VR chat if we did ever hang out in VR chat. He would go undercover in the Niji Sanji Express train world Selin made, and eventually in the Luxium VRC chat world to interact with fans and even reveal he was Luca in disguise. Raziel says, it's not your model anyway. You can ask permission from that person. 1BU says, you don't understand. I shouldn't even be using it because the company makes us one. Yes. So unauthorized use of the character. He could be fired right then and there for under the Niji Sanji contract. So we have yet another way he should be fired. It's against the contract. So this right here is against the Niji Sanji contract. Another reason, which doesn't have much to do with sexual harassment or fapping or anything else. This is just using the model. He should be fired for that. He should be fired for that second one. Notice, by the way, guys, a lot of the issues I'm identifying, they're not drama. These are contractual violations. I'm identifying contractual violations. I notice how, honestly, I haven't said he should be fired over any of the quote-unquote drama stuff, any sexual stuff yet, or any of the whatever quote-unquote other stuff. This is actually a bigger one that I think they should fire him over. because it's a clear violation of the contract. Right now, I'm not done here. We're only like 20 pages in. There's probably other stuff too. But once again, notice there's perfect other reasons to fire him for this. During his streams, he would play copyrighted music. Well, that's a problem. He found a random YouTube playlist of copyright-free music and did not vet it. That's a violation. And he was in the habit of asking for forgiveness later instead of permission. Well, that's also something they could fire him for. He would antagonize 4chan after the hand can stream where he carved a jack-o'-lantern in October 2022. The tweet would have random capitalized letters that would read rent L free. Oh, nice. I would express to Luca how this wasn't safe. Really fun today. Looking forward to next week's schedule. Thank you. Which is, rent L, rent free. Just spelling out rent free. So living rent free in their head. Yeah. Luca's disagreements, which is, I think he meant rent free, just looking, happened to be capitalized because that's the first word, but it's really rent free. One of the earliest instances, so this is disagreements with other livers. Remember, Godzilla rule, let them fight. So he was having a spat with Ike. Ike of message from Niji Sanji EN fame. Ike would mix one of Luca's covers and go silent on updates. Luca would pester him for updates and he would commission someone else. Ike would be vocal on streams such as during Friday the 13th and Among Us the VR collab. I'm debating on messaging Ike because he's a fucking dickhead this past week. What's he been doing, Popcorn? He's just been very vocal that he dislikes me on stream. Damn, what the fuck? Why? Don't know. He genuinely gets mad at games. Oh, the Fridays for Steve stuff? Yeah. He does seem to be mad really hard. He said multiple times it's not funny. It's like, it's me. He doesn't find my jokes funny. He tells me to go away, ignores me, told me to try to talk without laughing for once because it's annoying and he can't understand me. What? This is just some personal drama here. But once again, it's allowed under Niji Sanji. Luca expressed frustration with other livers as they acted towards him. Okay. So read this. Luca says, hey guys, since the anniversary is in 2 weeks away, it'd be nice to start talking about what plans we have for it and how it'll go. So he's trying to organize things. He's also saying, I'll be in Japan. We'll be in Japan in early January. You guys want to do an off collab stream? Shu said, yeah, I suggested on the Slack too, but we can play Nintendo Land. It's a great game on the Wii U with 5 players, so it'll be fun, says Shu. Vox says, I think that'll be great. Honestly, after the anniversary, doing more as a unit would be lovely. I think because a lot of us have been struggling, Luxium hasn't done much for a while, and it'd be great to feel more like a real unit again. We could set up collabs, yeah. I was thinking of doing a Mario Kart game, honestly, with all the boys. Since Yugo will graduate, we'll honestly have enough room up until Iluna. At the same time, I feel like it might be a bad move. So that was, before, and then he messaged, so yeah, guys, do you have any plans for the anniversary? I don't have any plans so far, apart from the Luxium channel 1-year program, I guess. I think other groups have done like rewatches of debuts and stuff if y'all want to do that. Yeah, I was thinking that also. The AR Live would be canceled, and everyone with Luxium would go on strike except for Luca. Luca would express disdain for this, and how his Wavemates handled the situation, including slighting management on Twitter. Well, I'm not familiar with this, but if you slight management, they can fire you. So, yeah, I don't know about how much power they think they have against Nijisanji within Nijisanji. Vox would try to organize meetings to bring up grievances to management, such as their merge cut. I guess Vox wasn't happy with 2%, huh? He would call his Wavemates childish to me and express how he and Alira... Wait, what? Hold on. Hold the phone. He and Alira? Hold on. Are we kind of confirming a rat here? Now, this is totally not legal and like 100% speculation. And once again, very interesting. But the fact that what are they discussing? They're discussing other livers' behaviors. Pause for a second. Other livers' behaviors. Selling? Question mark? Yeah. He would ignore my requests of not talking about Niji Sanji 24/7 and would instead go and get me involved in his work, like building Disneyland in Minecraft so we could spend time together. Okay. My work for Luca. I was paid in cash or gifts for everything I did for Luca except mod work. I tried to make a simple contract with Luca, and he wanted to pay me a monthly salary to be more or less his assistant and work with him, in which he denied the contract and would not allow me to send invoices because it's not permissible under the contract. So this is where I'm going to give Raziel a little bit of pushback here. He cannot contract with you as Luca. That would be an illegal contract. So if he's paying you of his own money because they can't be involved. There shouldn't be a paper trail because he'll get in trouble for it. Niji Sanji would fire him for subcontracting. He's not allowed to subcontract. See, payment received, happy birthday, commission. So you've got a paper trail in PayPal. That's pretty damning there. This evidence is pretty damning. So in terms of evidence, when you've got it coming from Luca Kaneshiro, that's pretty damning. Mod work. Myself and a fan from Luca's past was 2 mods. Well, mods are typically for free and you typically don't have much control. You don't have a right to be a mod, right? So modding is, I know mods think they have rights. And by the way, I appreciate my mods. You know, shout out to Danielle and Professional Gentlemen as well. They're really great mods, great people. And appreciate both of them sincerely. But, you know, being a mod is a privilege, and being mod is given to somebody that I know is going to show up, that I know is going to be there, give good information, right? You know, I mean, they get to have the power of the wrench because they're trusted, you know, and it's a level of trust, but it's not a right, right? If someone is not modding for me, I unmod them because they don't have a right to that. It's not, you don't have a special level of access. You're a mod, right? Professional gentlemen, I am unpaid. This is reflected in my work. Quiet. Back to the mines with you. Zuki says, don't worry, it'll get worse. Okay, we're hanging in there. Luxine321 says, thanks for thinking on it. By the way, Falside and Raziel collaborated on this document. Confirmed on Falside streams post his doc video. What do you think? I will get to that afterwards because I have some follow-up there. But that said, I mean, False can do what he wants to do. There's no False can collaborate with whoever he wants on what he wants. So that's perfectly fine. Jim White says free trial until 18 to 30 is a tutorial. Indeed. Rodrigo says, yeah, some of the chat loves scolding and the disappointed parental figure role play. Welcome to our VTuber fan base. Very interesting. Zuki says, icing on the cake. She didn't know anything about the contract until your review of it. Lucas seemingly didn't clarify anything and kept it in the dark. That's fucked up. Now that's fucked up of Luca, because she would have probably felt better if he had just said, I can't legally do that. All he had to say was that. So from a moral standpoint, kind of fucked up. But by the way, he violated his contract. Clear and simple. Niji, if they want to fire him, could fire him. But Niji's got enough hit right now. Have you seen their stock? Have you seen Niji stock? Do we need to do this real quick? Do we need to do this real quick? Let's do you guys think right now that Niji Sanji really needs more drama when their stock be looking like this? Show us real quick. That's her stock, guys. It's 3,000 of you in here. Here's her stock. Do you think they need? Do you think when their stock literally dropped off, even within the last month we're down 22%? Do you think they need more bad news? Do you think they need more graduations right now? Think that's going to help them? It'll help them go below 2,000 yen. You're going to be able to buy. You're going to be able to buy any any color contract, any color stock at the company right next to the Pocky. It's going to become the next discount rack item. Their stock is dropping like a colony in the Universal Century. All right. So there was no direction for the channel and they're left to judge things on your own. That's very typical for mods. Something I would come up with for his chatters, calling him daddy, and would have to ask after the fact if he was okay or not with it. And he often didn't give us a straight answer, but said he was uncomfortable, but to go on to do it anyway. So daddy is permitted. So daddy's in the chat. Oh, God. Okay. After the Ring Fit incident, we both told him he couldn't avoid making rules. We came up with pretty standard VTuber chat room rules, which he disliked, but decided to implement and added unclear wording by trying to rewrite all of them to include Twitch slang such as POG, as you can see here. Don't be a weird champion that is super unpog. Be respectful to one another. We only pog. We are not weird. Please avoid one man spamming, okay? Don't backseat unless I say so. And yes, that includes spoilers. Please stay on topic during the stream. Do not mention other streamers unless I am talking about them. After the Ring Fit incident, we also started explaining every single timeout and ban to Luca in the Discord by screenshotting what earned them a timeout or ban with an explanation per his request. That's a lot. That is too much. God, honestly, having to screen cap and explain a timeout is not a requirement. If you get timed out, you fucking deserve it. Like, you 100% deserve it. Technical support. I would provide constant technical support for Luca. The example below shows me trying to help Lucas stream a Chilla Art game, which is an uncapped FPS where he was lagging his stream. Oh boy. He was often frustrated. He had technical issues, was angry, gets frustrated, and shuts down. He never tests, downloads, or troubleshoots games or equipment until a couple minutes before stream, leading to issues. Lucas says, yeah, it's not turning on, Sag. What do you mean turning on? Well, I'm clicking it, but it's not even turning on. Like, the window is not popping up? Yeah, it's not popping up. I would tell you to use Riva Tuner. And then sent him that MSI Afterburner, the overclocking utility. Download this. Whenever I stream games like this, it ruins my mood like 100%. So I was credited with doing his intro video, some initial overlays when he debuted as Mizuchi VT. So Mizuchi VT intro, outro, stinger, overlay. Mista did the lore video. Litro did the lore video manga. That Milka did logo and overlays, and Orzart did background room illustration, right? So he's credited there. Okay. Yeah, definitely some incompetent. Niji is hitting the penny stock territory. They're headed there. Imagine Niji firing him and labeling it as downsizing. Oh boy. Andrew Clark says, it seems that Mint and Matara now have a show together. Mint says she's staying indie while Matara is VSojo. Are there any legal complications? Well, not because it's VSojo. Because from what I understand of VShojo, they don't do much in terms of exclusivity with VShojo. So that's my understanding with VShojo. So I don't think that the exclusivity thing is an issue. And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Okay. I was credited for project management for Luxium VRC chat theme park. I also had to gather screenshots for his behind the scenes stream. So there she goes. She got a credit. During the Luxium VRC theme park project, I was not allowed to speak to other commissioned artists on the project until it was too late. When I did Luca when I did ask Luca to do something or say something, it would take him long time to respond, or I would have to ask multiple times. Well, I am not allowed to speak with the rest of Luxium to get a better understanding of what they would represent themselves with in each of the areas. We would scour through wikis, streams, fan arts, Twitters together to gather information on each Luxium member. Uncredited work, formatting his debut presentation. Minecraft Disneyland. So doing some Minecraft work. Oh, it's kind of cute. It's kind of cute. That's kind of, wow. While on Luca Kaneshiro's Minecraft, I was building the Disneyland theme park while Pamu Rain Puff, Pamu mentioned I was on Luca's account while it was late for him and he was asleep. She attempted to contact me, but I logged off instead, so no one knew it was me in the account because I wasn't supposed to be using his company Minecraft account, as he told me he could be terminated if anybody else knew. That, indeed, is the truth. For that alone, for using his company account, termination. Okay, Pamu says, I guess he does. Pamu joined the game. Luca, do you ever log out? Lol, Luca Kaneshiro left the game. I dropped my spaghetti. I don't want to say something weird. But why though? All you got to say is pog. Weirder when I don't say anything, right? So yeah. Yeah. I am Pamu. Yes, that was a good clip, by the way. It's a good clip. Minecraft Sports Carnival. So it was a tournament that Luca was planning to run with Niji Sanji that included popular Minecraft minigames. Ended up making the logo and some decorations in-game and getting him a list of minigames he could include. Below are the work in progress shots of the logo that was done with a complete fireworks show. So a lot of work there clearly from the Minecraft perspective. Niji Sanji Sports Carnival. Got that there. Okay. Stream overlays. I edited overlays for a stream, but one that went completely uncredited was the last minute overlay I did for his Pokemon stream below. Okay. Well, that's a good work there. Schedule graphic. At some point, Luca would express multiple times that he didn't like his current schedule graphic. I asked him what he was looking for and came up with a temporary one for him to use. He didn't credit me for either while he had someone to commission. Before this, I was also responsible for editing and filling out graphics for schedules. They went out of the way to message artists to make sure it was okay to use your graphics in the beginning. Okay. Oh, cool. Cool. All right. So just doing the schedule on a regular basis there. All right. I don't know, but I have to get permission from them. Hello, Mugu. I'm Mizuchi, and I do the graphics for Luca Kaneshiro's schedule every week. I wanted to use your artwork from Twitter in this week's schedule. Is that okay? You'll be credited. Here's a preview of what the art looks like in the schedule. Hey, Mizuchi, of course, was pleasure. I'm glad you used it. Thank you for making awesome schedule graphics. Mizuchi. Okay, cool. So kind of confirming there that she was doing work for him. So the work is pretty confirmed here. So the art credited there, the art. So you got the schedule. All right. Second outfit, lore, story, and video. I end up writing the lore and video script for the second outfit reveal. So showing that. Right, so working on the story. I don't know how long you want it to be, but I'm trying to keep it short and simple without being too short and simple. Trying to keep the date androgynous. If you want to look, it's like a third done. I wasn't going to go too much into the detail about the date because it's unnecessary. I spent more time setting up the whole stream than I will focus on the date. I do realize that I've described an outfit that isn't the one you currently have and isn't your outfit reveal. My thought process is that the suit you're currently, your mafia suit, so a more casual suit would make sense here. If you want me to change it, let me know. It's no big deal. I will be going into more details about the actual outfit reveal. I'll have the date lead to an outfit reveal saying something along the lines of, come on, you always wear suits. Let's find you something a little different. I could show a new outfit, which would be a great help. Also want to make sure that this is at least what you're envisioning in the story before I continue. It will also be proofread more, right? So clearly she's doing this work. Okay, pretty cool second outfit. Take the blazer suit off. I'm not that bold. Kissing as soon as we meet is too much. I made the changes. Let me know if they suit it better. Change kiss to a quick hug. Sakura Bloom 2023. He asked me to write the script for this voice pack. The original document can be found here. So she's doing more work for him. So this is all work, all of which unpermitted by Niji Sanji, unauthorized, and therefore violation of the Niji Sanji contract. Powderkeg Greg says, Niji contract times 3. Say it 3 times. Legal mindset. It's showtime. Exactly. Whenever you say it, you summon me. I would love to have just impersonated him. Well, I mean, you could try, right? Jason says for 2, says Yago's card now costs more than Niji Sanji's stock. Damn. Hill says you just have to get legal mindset to say, yeah, isn't that Niji Sanji raked? I don't know, to banish him back to his home for the 5th dimension. It's backwards. But anyways, Azahara channel says 18-year-old fails at basic communication skills. Color me shocked. Really impressed as how many times he breached contract, though. It must be record. This is pretty bad. And each one of these things, guys, each one of these things he's doing here, or rather Raziel was doing, is a violation in and of itself and a reason to fire Luca. So each single one, each instance by itself is enough to be fired. So we've got a lot at this point. There's no point counting. Luca's birthday VP and merch. So doing handwritten notes, voice tracks, and signature for his kind of birthday snapshot card. You weren't able to do this. The message was my fault. I should have written something for it. So I've got done with 4 scenarios. 1 of 3 is a build-up of your birthday. 4 is kind of a bonus one. Let me know if you want to edit it. So they're doing a lot of stuff. I learned it's hard to write with giant nails. Hope that's good enough. I can redo it if needed. So there's the writing right there. 1 million subscribers, handwritten note. So literally, this is great. So they're literally misrepresenting a product. See, now we have a bigger claim. So Niji Sanji, ooh, this is actually huge. Niji Sanji is selling these, right? These are sold or rather given away as benefits, whatever. Niji Sanji is either selling or giving away this merch. They are false advertising. This is fraudulent advertising. They are selling a product or giving away a product in a deceptive manner, claiming it is the handwriting of the talent, when in fact it is actually her. Not only not the talent, it's not even a man, baby. It's the mod. How angry would the Fujos be when they find this out? That they spent all this time paying, simping over Luca to be dealt with by a woman. The Fujos would be really mad about this. Let's be real. They would be enraged. But I do find it kind of funny. I joked about getting to 1 million subscribers when I first joined. I can't believe I've achieved this thanks to you. Please continue to support me in the future. Very, very cool. But, you know, it's crazy that this person is still there after all this. I joked about getting to 1 million subscribers when I first joined. I can't believe I achieved this thanks to you. Please continue to support me in the future. And then some Japanese, a little lion, Luca. Right? Going through old clips, showcasing fan art, drawing something to be updated. Concerns with Niji Sanji management and internal documents. Here we go, baby. Okay, so guess what? Any sharing of documents is presumptively illegal, or rather impermissible under the contract, right? Could be fired for this and this alone. This and this by itself. Because you're out there putting out this information to somebody that's not in Niji Sanji, breaking NDA. So we've got potentially more, right? So multiple times I would ask Luca if they receive even basic PR training. He would inform me they did not. Holy shit! The rat! Ladies and gentlemen, are you surprised that Niji Sanji does not provide even basic PR training after the message from Niji Sanji EN? Are you guys shocked by that? Is that a real surprise for you? But that explains everything here. Any colors management also felt non-existent from what Luca told me. So another one, Niji Sanji EN's management is not there. Luca told me early on that management told him he was supposed to be the leader of Luxium, confirming the rat. Confirming the rat. Wow. To my understanding, staff have 3 channels of communication. This would be Slack, Teams, and Discord. While it was rare I would get screenshots of internal messages, there were a couple times I did. One would be a time about staff showing Ian what a 3D recording looked like for concerts with a video call. One would be upper management thanking Luca for his hard work through Slack. The other, already shown above, was asking for a message from Luca for his 1 million subscriber milestone through Discord. So rarely are they asking for much. So obviously they're trying to show what, I guess, a 3D recording looks like. Pretty cool. To be honest, I bet everything on Ian. If Ian had not succeeded, I would have been fired. So I am grateful for your daily cooperation. Niji Fest was supposed to happen where Shu, Vox, and Missa getting a 3D spot in it back in 2022. Luca and Ike were never informed of this and had to find out via another liver they would be left out. Despite everyone else before Luxium performing in it. You can find the full conversation, I am sure, including why Luca and Ike were excluded. So everybody was there except for Luca and Ike. Yeah. So, and they, I guess we're going down here. I'm just reading here. So they don't say anything and release the announcement on Twitter today with just 3 members. Feel sad that 3 going never told us, because I know for fucking sure I would fight for all 5 of us to go. Again, I'm just sad about it. I can't believe it. Tell me I'm not going sometimes. Sorry. Yeah, that's fucked up in multiple ways. I'm not surprised management handled it that way. Can't wait for people to start asking why I didn't go to Japan. They're always pretty disorganized, at least new or young to it. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't get it. Why? Why bring 60% of the unit and just not inform the other 40? It's fucked up, heartbreaking. Fuck, I never seriously thought of graduating until today. Again, Petra had to mention to Vox and Mista were going, and that's how I found out before the announcement. But who cares? Fuck. Well, no, okay, come on. Clearly you care, right? Clearly you care. Picking favorites, though. Luxium, along with the other units, would go to Japan in 2022 to record. Now, by the way, can Niji Sanji do that? Oh yeah, Niji Sanji can do whatever they want. Remember, in the contract, Niji Sanji says they can have you show up when they want you to show up. And they can tell you where they want you to be. If they want you to be at home and not come, they can demand you do that in their contract, and you have to comply. That's the contract. That's the contract. So Niji Sanji did not do anything in violation of their contract. Once again, is their contract even legal? Very questionable, right? Very, very questionable. It's certainly not ethical, but we do. Speaking of not legal, we got 3,000 people here today, guys. If you please smash a like button for this content and for supporting good channels and good content, that would be much appreciated. We're almost at 2,000 likes, so it'd be deeply appreciated just to get a little like button smash in there. Luxium, along with other units, would go to Japan. But the livers were told the events were not canceled or they're postponed. The only information they were given was the same as the public, which was postponed due to COVID-19, right? In the below screenshots, we can see Luca admitting while in talks and management, they were not allowed to use livers talking back to them, which caused one of the members of staff to start crying. So the problem was that they talked back. And because they talked back, that made them cry. We were arguing with staff about it for 1 year. No, like it's bad. We were talking to the vice president. The producer is a big NFT guy. We literally get canceled if we proceed with this, like big NFT guy. No, like the guy making the song is an NFT guy. You're confusing me. Eyes on the song means eyes on the producer. And people are retarded. They'll start making it seem like we support it. Honestly, I don't think that NFTs are that bad, but Poppy Playtime did get fucked over. So I don't know. The person is an NFT dude. Thought it was a name. Yes. People, the company are getting mad over it. No, they were very conflicted because they already have the song, but we don't want to sing it because NFT and this shit doesn't sound like a 1 year anniversary song. More like a K-pop rap, again, like Noctis. Just fired Chibi Nyan. Holy shit, his songs are trash, and whatever his dumbass name is. Yeah, one of the managers are crying because it's a little scary to give harsh feedback we are giving right now because the guy obviously controls a lot. Japanese work culture is obviously different. They are not used to livers talking back. Confirmed. Luca has confirmed that what it is SDE. It's just absolute pathetic Japanese work culture, SDE, where they cannot handle any talking back, any sort of feedback, any sort of pushback. They can't handle that because it rocks their world. They're not used to working with Westerners, where we don't put up with shit as employees. We will say things, right? And if they're not used to that, they need to stay in Japan and not work with people outside Japan. I'm sorry. I don't have much sympathy for this. If you can't handle international work culture, stay in Japan. Stay in your closet. Stay in your corner. Stay with Japanese workers. They'll understand Japanese work culture. But if you cannot deal with it, then don't hire people outside of Japan. I'm sorry. I have no sympathy for it. I have zero sympathy for the weakness of Japanese managers, right? And not able to deal with international talent. Zero. The CEO of Any Color taking Luxium out for a private dinner. It was fancy. One of those Japanese houses where I had to take my shoes off. What the hell? I was escorted by people in kimonos. I was like, what the fuck? And we had to sit on our legs like anime, size up pose. My knees would die. Then it was just upper management, millionaires and billionaires. You're a millionaire. Oh, yeah, that's right. I had dinner with a billionaire. I swear this guy, the CEO, he walked up in a hoodie. He's only a billionaire because of you. And that happens a lot. He's a fucking kid too. Yeah. I bet from being in the car together like a year and a half ago, bro, you're so fucking lucky. I'm proud of you. That's just a CEO. We're just doing our interviews in our room, and we finally see the guy in person. You're his little pay piggies. The dinner was basically, we want to support everything you guys do. If you have any complaints, let me know. They don't actually want to hear it. We will make lots of revenue for them. So you're kind of their lifeblood. Hopefully means it not lip service. It's just lip service. It's just lip service. They don't actually want to hear it. So I've talked to, and I've dealt with this in Korea as well. Shout out to VNU, abusive Korean company. They don't actually want to hear it. They say that to save themselves face, because some black companies in Korea and black companies in Japan, once again, there are good Korean companies, there are good Japanese companies. Let me be very clear. There are good companies in Korea and Japan. But oftentimes, many of the companies, especially shitty companies, they want to pretend they're good companies. They want to LARP as a good company. So what they do is they do things that good companies do on their face. They say, oh, look, we had a form where you can submit complaints, but yet magically nobody submits complaints. Magically, there's 0 complaints. Oh, yes, you can tell us, but anybody who tells is going to be fired, right? Like, there are good companies, but there are companies that do stuff like this. They do it to LARP. They're like, if we were a good company. Okay, so let's get down. By the way, disclosing a lot of this information could be violative of an NDA and could also be a reason to fire Luca. Just saying. Also, in these messages, he disparages Niji Sanji. They can fire him for that and sue him if they wanted to, if he was in Japan. Ending our friendship. Now, I don't know whether this is going to be legal or not, but we'll just read through. We're already in. We're almost done here. We're 49 out of 58. So smash that like button, guys. Okay. Luca would be too much for my mental health. So I told him I needed to take a break away from our friendship. I blocked him on Discord after I said I needed some breathing room. I let him know that if there was an emergency, it was okay to contact me. After a week, I found out that allegedly people were making him uncomfortable, and he started to fall asleep on other Nijisanji live streams, something he'd never done before. I texted him if he was okay. You okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Was that nothing? It's fine. I'm sorry, I should have been honest with the question. I just read that some people were making you uncomfortable and your sleep has been horrible, falling asleep on streams and stuff. I started to get worried and checking it. But if you're fine, that's good. That's all I wanted to know. Aside from my sleep being absolutely terrible, I think I'm okay. I just need to fix myself because it's not going to change if I don't do anything. So this is where, pushing people away maybe and yeah, trying to move away here. People say Luca's in Australia. Okay, well, Australia has laws too. I asked Luca to talk, and that's when he informed me he was going to London. Oh, jolly old London, pip pop cheerio, meeting with old Docs Akama. I simply asked him to be safe and messaged me when he was there. He ended up calling, messaging, and Snapchatting me from time to time, talk about the food he ate, shopping they did, and such. He did admit he did not kiss Vox while they were playing the Pocky game, and they just pretended for stream. Oh, no. Fujo bait maximized. Absolutely 100%.
Disgusting.
Not because it's guy on guy, but because they're pretending. Just go all the way. On his trip back from London, I informed him of the celebration stream I was having and would not really happen if he could just say hi, not in his Luca account, in which he said he would be there, ended up not showing. Slowly, our friendship grew more and more toxic. There's the word. He would tell more lies and become more short and frustrated with me. He would ask me to do more things. I would have to comfort him more often and feel stuck due to the way he acted. He continued to love bomb me and would promise me things and never fulfill them. Well, I want to see those messages, right? So if you're saying these things, I definitely want to see these messages. How is he love bombing you? I want to see that, right? So here's my question about the evidence. Show me this. I want to see that. It shattered my heart when I told him that he was enough, and to reassure him while being tossed aside and mentally abused. He would threaten to not be my friend anymore and cannot handle me if I did change. I want to see those messages, right? So that's something I'd want to see. he would still bring up, and I did not watch his streams, and I cannot be proud of him if I didn't. I reassured him multiple times that I was still proud of him throughout, all while doing the work. He would start to buy me gifts such as Lego sets, and spending time with me, I would want to send him gifts back, such as snacks from the US and expensive clothes. What time we did spend together at this point was him sleeping on call, watching anime, or talking about his next project. He never credited me for projects I did anymore and talk about anything like we did once. I was becoming a ghost, and it was happening very fast. He would go to Japan and tell me about his adventures while we were there. He would lie about random details, not for his safety, just for whatever, like when he was drinking, who he was with, where he was. And I'd find out the truth later on while listening to his streams. It wasn't about safety. He would Snapchat me pictures and send me pictures on Discord with other livers and where they were. I do not know if other livers seeing him sending him my real pictures. Also, by the way, you're in another country and you're also in Japan. Japan is one of the safest countries in the world. Nothing's happening to you in Japan, okay? And second of all, like, what are you gonna do? You're in another country. Like, do you speak Japanese? Like, what are you gonna do? You know, just saying. Like, you're probably pretty safe. I guess there's the fans that could attack, I guess. The Minhara fans, but I don't know. I don't know if what I was doing would make him upset. It was the epitome of toxicity. I was going to therapy and trying different medications to try and feel more normal, as I felt like I was the reason he was doing this and I needed to change. I felt like I was a problem, and it was all my fault he felt this way. His behavior would isolate me from friends old and new. This drove me to be codependent on him. So she says it. Okay. But by the way, codependent is a two-way street. My cat Buffy that I had for 4 years would die unexpectedly. I messaged him for support in which he ignored me to play Minecraft, and again played victim, saying he lost sleep over my cat dying. It says, Lexi, I know how much Buffy meant to you. Are you kidding me? Even I never met them, touched them, sleep with you. Again, I did try to be the last few days. I'm not trying to check anything. Sleep with Lexi. Yeah, the cookies really turned out okay. I'm still trying to look out for the freaking receipt that I lost it. I kind of messed up on stream today and showed my phone case accidentally. So be careful when talking about yours. So I guess they had matching phone cases before. I think they will know soon. I don't know, Lexi, you might have to hide the VOD. You talked about it. I found out his cover story that Ren Zoto had the other matching case. I begged him to just never bring up the phone case again. Let it die. Don't talk about it. Don't tweet nothing and let it go, as I was in a fragile state and still scared of his fans and potential harassment. A week later, Ren would reveal on a handscam screen that he had the matching case. Yes, I am matching phones with Ren. Lol. We cute AF, said Ren. Ren and Luca having matching phone cases together. So people showing that, right? It got so bad that while starting a new medication, I felt something was off. I decided to fly into my dad's house to keep an eye on me. Essentially, this is when I would think about seriously committing yeeting, self-deletion. I was at least coherent enough to realize I am formulating a plan in my head to yeet myself. And that's when I started to rush to my dad to talk to a psychologist. Good. I returned home, and Luca I would be friends, and the toxicity and codependency would continue. He would get upset at his stream content and what I was doing, and he would use me as an excuse not to stream, then blame me why he wasn't streaming. This boiled to a point where he would lie to me about a drinking stream. I asked him if he really wanted to do it, and because he would tell me after every single drinking stream he would never do it again because he was ashamed of what he did and said on the streams. He said he was going to do it and not drink. Then as it got closer, he said he would drink a little. Until the day of, he would say he was going to get booze so he could get drunk. But he promised he would only stream for 2 hours and then we could hang out. We would get drunk on stream and then stream for 4+ hours. I asked him after why he would lie to me about drinking in the length of the stream. He broke down on me. I said I was scared of his life because of the way he was acting. He completely shut down. He would only scream and keep repeating that he couldn't do it anymore, and he never wanted to talk to me again. We talked after this and more or less repeated that I was too much for him, that he couldn't live up to my expectations and was too stressful to me around. I really made that bad of lies recently. I get it. I get expectations that I couldn't fulfill, but that's exactly the problem with me. Sometimes I get carried away and forget. We would exchange diary-esque updates to each other after a couple months, but I noticed it was making me anxious. I was going through multiple cancer-removing surgeries, I'm sorry to hear that, by the way, just on a personal note. And didn't have anybody to talk to about this after he isolated me. I was codependent on him after not updating me on a major life event. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. I told him this. He showed me pictures of his family's golden retriever puppy. And I apologized and told me he was wanting to be friends in the future, just not now, and needed to sort things out. We would stop contacting each other. Since then, he only reached out to ask me for information on his taxes. He also deleted all of our most recent Discord DMs where he's taken credibility for how he treated me. Hello, I got a call from my account. Need an invoice. I'm pretty busy today. I'll try to squeeze it in and say, just a reminder, if you could do the invoices, every single commission money you worked with me that I've sent to you because it need approximate US dollars for taxes. Hi, my taxes are already squared away. There's no benefit in me doing this. This will not be possible to do at this time. For future commissions, you should make sure you have proper invoices set up. Please do not contact me further regarding business matters as it causes severe emotional stress. Thanks. So this is very recent in November. Okay. So, I mean, what do we have there from Niji Sanji, right? So from a Niji Sanji contract standpoint, we've got, once again, unauthorized work. Are they getting permission to work with her as a contractor? We've got potential harassment issues there. Now, a lot of that is predicated on getting some proof and some backup for a lot of those statements. So a lot of those statements were narrative and kind of describing how she was treated without providing backup text messages to show that. So, for example, talking about abuse. Well, you need to where are the Discord messages to show that. If you, assuming you're willing to show that, or you have that, or you have proof of that, then you might be able to prove harassment, which would be a reason for Niji Sanji to terminate, right? So, just talking through some of the points there, but lots of contract violations in that one. Let's get a couple of these. What is SDE? Just Google it. It's the opposite of BDE. Opposite of BD. Black Sheep says, Chibanian, constant producer they get for songs. Oh, okay. Got it. Hariato Halim says, fun fact. I have a group chat where most of us are VTuber simps, and right now we're watching together. Awesome. Appreciate that. Right after Luca said he never had any PR training, most of us are like, yep, Niji at its finest. Awesome. And shout out to your group chat. Shout out to you based chads over there in Indonesia. Appreciate all of y'all. Let's see. Dimaven says, I wonder if this is going to result in termination for breach of contract, or if Niji is just going to ignore it and try to maintain some sort of image, kind of rock in a hard place. They could ignore it and just say, oh, it's all wild speculation. It's all a jaded mod. It's all some sort of parasocial relationship. They can try to argue that, I'm sure, and we'll see what they do. We'll see if they do a black video against Raziel Warmanik. We'll see. Chaos Smash 64 says, Niji is masochist. They want to get you the belt. Yeah. Junie says, Luca's actions made me 100 D12 psychic damage. Yeah. It's pretty bad, but I will say this, in all fairness, there is a lot of things that she is describing, but not showing. Now, what she showed is damning enough. We have enough proof in the Discord messages to fire on its own, just from those contractual breaches, even the subcontracting. We've got enough to fire, but there's some of it that is not yet backed up, that we have to take on the word. Right, if you want to take it on the word. Kid said, look is to save Lucas. A look at the Twitter communication. Well, okay. What's that? CYA. Sister got scammed. Well, definitely got used for sure. Zuki said, funnily enough, the Niji sisters of the Ian side doubled down. The JP fans are the ones that are most upset. I can imagine. I mean, they're coming for their zaddy. Charlie says, to be fair, no guy has handwriting that nice. They should have known it was a woman. This is true. My handwriting, when I do my 200,000 sub member exclusive gift, that's going to look real ugly because it's coming from my real handwriting. Hako Dude says, wait, isn't this just a gender flip version of simps DMing old fangirls? Yeah, pretty much. Fujos are like the inversion. The rat glares at you, but says nothing. Jason says, it's worse. The sign card is a gotcha mechanic? No. Wow. Dark Solari says, Dark Selin 115 says it's okay to make a lawyer signal like what people do. Do they need Batman when they need a VTuber law type suit pops up? Oh, like a lawyer symbol. Yes. A giant scale with like a gator on one side and a waifu on the other. Yes, I will appear. Gotta get that Oshi mark done. Todd says, in retrospect, she should have left Luca at the beginning. She was to learn and grow as a person. Luca was a puppet. She was a true talent. Indeed. Happy says, Niji being a dry agency is hilarious. It is kind of funny. And then Brian saying 100 D12 averages 650 damages. You, sir, are a true gentleman. Coming up with the average damage, psychic damage taken by Junie. All right, we're not done though. We got allegations. So Aster Arcadia harassing other coworkers. I can confirm that Luca said that multiple girls were coming to him about the issue since management wouldn't do anything. I discussed it with both Alira and I. Who is he discovering from Alira? Also, hi Lydia, base cat girl. Yeah. What's up? Appreciate your raiders. I personally told him to gather as much evidence as possible and bring it to management, since it should be Luca and Alira's job to regulate. To my understanding, nothing was done about it. Nothing's done about it. What's up? What's up, Lydia? Good to see you. Management didn't do shit. To help you clarify, I remember that incident. It was Aster. Another Niji Sanji liver confirmed by DM the Aster allegations after being made public. Luca harassing other coworkers. Here we go. So this is something, once again, Niji Sanji takes the let them fight perspective in the contract, but saying, I also received a message from a same Niji Sanji liver about Luca harassing others inside of Niji Sanji EN. The message read, Luca has done a lot of bad things, not just to you, so thank you for sharing your experience. What's going on here? Was this Selin? Was this Pamu? Who was this? Who's the other liver? They sent me a message saying, a lot of people waited for you to tell the truth for a while because it's been an issue. I'm happy you did. From their privacy, I will neither share the screenshot nor their name. These messages are what prompted people to make this. Interesting. People say Yugo, Scarla, Zion. I don't know. A lot of speculation here, but completely legal under the Niji Sanji contract. You allow harassment in Niji Sanji. Livers dating each other. Uh-oh. Fujo's going to be big mad about this one. Luca would vent about numerous livers dating each other, while some livers dated outside of Niji Sanji. There were at least 2 pairs would end up dating each other that I'm aware of. This affected Luca and the other livers due to unnecessary drama. People getting cucked and having to hide relationships publicly. One pair would date for a while, even meeting up IRL, and to my understanding, ended things amicably. The other pair I knew of would end up dating for a short time due to one side becoming increasingly demanding and vicious towards the other. Oh, is it Rushia? Got a Rushia in the house. And people in the chat, mail on stream. People, wild speculation begins, right? Wild speculation, Remu/Vox. Erna/Kyo. Erna/Kyo. NTR, it's happening here. Chat's getting cucked. The only pair I knew of would end up dating for a short time. Okay. Luca would listen to my advice, and then I handled the situation when they broke up. Well, okay. Well, once again, not really a violation here. Erna and Kyo were a thing. Was it public? Was this public knowledge? Vox/Alira. Vox/Alira. That would be the ultimate goo rat. By the way, speaking of ultimate rat, Coyote Trickster, thank you for 10 Legal Mindset memberships. You are a very base chat. Thank you for supporting me. Memberships are a great way to do that. And your support helps me do this on a regular basis. It helps me, say, hey, look, I need to make time for this. So thank you. Harassment and allegations by fans. There's been slander thrown at me by organized hate groups. They've accused of being a pedophile and a groomer in regards to Java. I never knew Java was before he was 18. This can be verified in a multitude of ways by many people, including clips from Raffle Gator's channel. The easiest way to get this information is to check the information from VRC Chat Legends. Here's my character Abby's and the Javas, which he went by Java and RP. Let's say, what? So yeah. It's there. The group was big and close enough that that and brooming would have been called out years ago. Okay, we're at the summary. I want to thank everybody who made it this far to hear my story. I wanted to bring to light Luca's subtly problematic behavior in hopes the story can potentially help those who are stuck in a situation. It doesn't allow them to speak and let them know that they are not alone. In regards to Luca's behavior, I believe his manipulation and abuse follow a straight path of lying, guilt tripping, and playing the victim. The lying phase often holds promises he will not keep. When he guilt trips, it may include bursts of anger and rage that lead him to blaming others for why he feels that way. This is what made him codependent on me. It took me a long time to get over thoughts like I should have just shut up and listened to him, and then we would be friends, and blame myself for everything. It took me months to realize he clearly left me with trauma from an emotional abuse he inflicted on me. I don't want anyone else to get wrapped around his finger like I was. I hope the small stories I have to share about Indie Color and Niji Sanji's management help paint a better picture of what some of the livers are going through. Every job is tough. However, having the pressure and eyes that these younger individuals have on them and zero support must be emotionally tolling as they navigate this difficult landscape. Java and I shared a lot of fun and unforgettable memories. We were best friends for a reason. Not everything was doom and gloom. We loved playing games like Minecraft and building things for each other. We loved watching things together, role-playing, and streaming with each other. I wish it was a different timeline where we could highlight all the joy we gave each other instead. I feel sympathetic towards his fans, coworkers, and friends. I know this is a frustrating and hard thing to read. I have no issues if you enjoy someone as an entertainer. All I ask for is the same respect I've given to his fans the past couple of years. Harassing me changes nothing. Thank you all. And that's the end here. So you literally made 4 times as much in 1 year as a full-time job. I'm proud of you. Gosh, almost makes me cry, and happiness in a good way. You made it. I'm proud of you is something I want to hear my whole life. That's all. This is your dream. Thank you. How can I not be proud of you? You worked hard. So there's some love there at the end of the story. So that was the main thing. There's a little bit more here. To show this is a little update that Raziel posted on Twitter, which is sadly not an April Fool's joke. There are people in Niji Sanji facing harassment from their fellow coworkers. I hope management gets their stuff together and they receive the help they need. Well, as we saw, it's permitted. It's allowed. It is allowed in Niji Sanji for them to harass each other. So that is something that is totally okay. Totally okay. All right. So that said, let me get some of these super chats. And also thank you, Rhythm, for 10 Legal Mindset memberships. Appreciate you very, very much for supporting my stream, supporting what I do here, and helping me do this on a regular basis. Gordo Gamer said earlier, Reem Mama returns with a vengeance. Will be the clip to watch when to see what she's all about. Something to see near the end. So Rin Mama returns. Oh my God, my typing is like so bad today. Rin Mama returns. Okay, I've got that. Like, let's see, with a vengeance. Oh yeah, with a vengeance. Oh, I think I've seen this one. But we'll play it. We'll play it as like an outro. Because this one I think I've seen where Rin Mama is like super savage. Baddis is speaking about lewd. H-tier stream when? Just kidding. I'm not Rima and Parrot and DN. Those guys are so degenerate I can't even defend them. Raven says, best VTuber mom is Rin Penrose mom. Nice. Spencer says, new PC JP talent Clara has been talking about mipples and MRPG, male lactation, and sounding most streams. She's the best V singer, Sakana's monkey paw. All right. I'll check that out or not. I don't know. Silbury says, this is just a web of mental illness. It's like a microcosm of the wider internet dysfunction. Twitter, Reddit, I'm autistic and I see it. Yeah. And one thing I'm going to say real quick here is there's a lot of legal issues here, but at the same time, guys, like there's enough for Niji Sanji to fire Luca. Luca could be fired easily based on this, based on my understanding of the contract, my reading of the contract in English. They could fire Luca. They could easily fire Luca. Will they? Probably not. Not right now. They got too much to deal with. Their stock is tanking. But they could. And it's unfair. It's unjust that they would fire other people, punish other people, but not fire Luca. It's a wrong. It's a injustice. But you can't get them to enforce their own contract. You can't force them to do that. Although you could have a sexual discrimination lawsuit. Although, in America, this could be a discrimination lawsuit because, hear me out here. They're firing the female talent for much less, but they're allowing the male talent to get away with murder. Uki, Luca, Doc Sakuma, for while we're at it here. People are getting away with murder. The guys are getting away with murder. But the girls are cut first thing. The ladies are cut first thing. We might just have a wrongful termination case here for the folks that were fired. There might be something to that. I'm just saying. Gender-based discrimination, where they treat the women much worse. And you know what? That checks out. That could check out, especially in Japan, Japanese company. Could happen. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. We're building a theme here of systemic, gotta use that word. And I love how people are like, Andrew's a misogynist who hates trans people and he's a horrible human being. And I'm over here saying, I want to support the waifus filing against the bros in the lawsuit. Yes, because I'm a horrible misogynist. I'm a horrible misogynist who wants to support the ladies. People be retarded. Yeah, legal mindset's gone woke. Don't worry, guys. We still got it.
Not a sin. I cannot absolve you. Mega based.
We're still here, guys. Don't worry. People will get mad at me again when I start covering the gaming stuff. People will get real mad when I start covering the gaming stuff, so don't worry. But yeah, the woman could sue. Zion, Sayu, Pamu. They're just slaying the women. They don't give a shit about the men. And also, they're mistreating their female contractors. Raziel was probably owed more than she was given. Just saying. Okay. Nina. People mentioned Nina. Nina, there you go. Yeah. Let's see. Coyote says, I wish I could stick around back to the trash cans from whence I came. To everyone who got a membership, you're welcome. Hey, thank you, Coyote. Appreciate that. Appreciate you jumping out of your trash can in order to spread some love. Zayo says, a word of advice, chat. Don't date your coworkers. Mixing work and relationships does not work out. It's never work. No. I once made the mistake of smashing somebody who was in a different department at a different section at my law firm that was pretty big, right? I'm going to admit this. It was the worst decision of my lifetime. The worst decision of my lifetime. And it led to a situation which was the closest I got to getting fired. Because the senior partner, who was one of the senior, there were 5 senior partners. 3 were women, 1 was a gay guy, and 1 was a regular, just a regular dude, whatever, straight dude. So one of the senior partner women got jealous that they kind of found out that they kind of smelled it in the air that there was some smashing afoot, and they got jealous. So they tried to find ways to fire me, but they couldn't. And I was their best associate. I ended up just leaving of my own accord, right? Way after this. It was like a year after they even tried this. But of course, it created tension at the workplace because that senior partner never liked me again, right? You got to be careful with smashing, guys. People are like, legal mindset lore. Guys, the lore is deep. You guys don't even know my lore is deep. My lore is very, very deep. I have like some crazy lore too. Like I've got some lore where like I shouldn't be alive lore, but that's for another stream. Legal mindset lore is like another complete thing. And then, so we get the lore stories out there, then we end up animating them. Kirsha lore is pretty bad, but legal mindset lore is pretty epic. And it's intercontinental. So what kind of legal consequences for Niji allowing harassment? The sexual stuff might give them some liability. That also, if they're there could be some labor punishments, but once again, it's Japan. So I'm not sure whether Japan takes any action. You know, Japan's going to Japan, right? They're going to say this is just the way Japanese companies work. And yeah, they have labor laws on the books, but we're going to look past that. Because these people are, not considered traditional employees. Highwind says the story is damning, but I appreciate more evidence. Yeah, so would I, right? And I'm not saying I don't believe her. I'm just saying there's certain things she said where she did not provide evidence, and I want more evidence on certain things she said. And one of the biggest problems I have with this is some of the most salacious stuff there's no proof of. Now, there is proof of him masturbating the first time. But like I said, that's kind of an old thing. It's 2024 now. That was 2019. You're past the statute of limitations on that. There's really nothing legal you'd be able to do about that at that point, even criminally, right? Like it's too long of a period of time. I could use more receipts. LM Saul arc lore. Might have. Oh, God. Bignell says Luca's behavior from this is bad, but it seems very chicken and egg on how they actually develop a relationship. Yeah, and guys, a codependent relationship is not formed by one person. It's formed by 2 people. There is a person who is lured. There's both, right? Now, one person could be the more dominant personality and one could be the submissive personality, right? Whatever, right? But a codependent requires both people. So it's to, I'm a big believer in take responsibility for what you're responsible for, right? Now that doesn't mean that Luca's blameless, but you definitely have to work on yourself and work on not putting yourself in those positions and enforcing boundaries, right? If you have a boundary, you actually have to enforce. Had the audacity to be a woman. Oh, I got to play the clip. Hold on.
And when I got to the till, the barista not only had the audacity to be a woman, derogatory, but also talk to me. This is unacceptable. So in no uncertain terms, I screamed, "Excuse me, whore! I'm married! Do not flirt with me!" As I proceeded to show her my phone wallpaper and wallet photos, which were both of my live fallen shadow, and then I proceeded to growl at her until the police arrived to escort me out.
A bit of a long clip, but that's always a good one. I'm just happy to see a certain Minty Maid has a waiting room set up on their channel. Awesome. And yeah, go out and support the new adventures of the Minty Maid. Let me check them out. Here, I'll send some love that way. What the Maid, is it Made Mint channel? right? I think this is it. Wait. Is it? I think this is it, right? Guys, is this it? I'm going to share this screen. This is it, right? Scheduled for 4 or 5 at 6 a.m., right? This is the right channel, right, guys? Yes. Okay, cool. So go in here, subscribe, right? Subscribe to your favorite Oshi. Make sure you're there. Get in the waiting room. Do the thing. Like the video, right? Do the thing. So just go here. Shout out live. Boom. There you go. Give some love. Give the love to your favorite waifus, guys. Give some love to your favorite waifus. All right. Black Sheep said, wish I had the balls to admit mistakes. You have to. You have to. If you don't own your mistakes, frankly, you're never going to grow and you're never going to become a better person. And that's the difference between an adult and a child, a man and a boy, a woman and a girl, right? Men and women accept their mistakes and learn from them and grow on. And I have met some people that are 60 years old and they're still children. They're still absolute children. Adults own their mistakes and learn from them and realize that we're all fallible people. Gage says, good stream, $10 for you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Raito said, closest dating I can see is Mista Kuro and Mika Kami, since why Kuro chose to stay in Indonesia is why Mika is ex-ID liver. That could be a thing. Outsanity said, you'd think instead of trying to fire you, she'd get some side. I have no idea. Durna says, the power dynamic in the relationship flipped. Oh, that could be a problem. Yeah, if the dynamic is used to be one way and now it's the other way. Spencer Howard said, any information on PC contracts seems Sakana negotiates. I have, let me put it this way. If I've seen a Phase Connect contract, I am not at liberty to share it. So I can neither confirm nor deny about seeing a Phase Connect contract. So I can neither confirm nor deny it. That's all I will say. But I'm not sure about the details, and I'm happy to talk to Sakana about it if you ever wanted to come on and talk. I'm going to talk to the CEO of Idle. So Idle CEO is going to come on with me. We're going to talk. Obviously, like I said, I am working on the contract with Idle for a new standard contract representing the interest of the VTubers, of the livers, of the people that are the content creators. So that's my role with that. I'm really excited about that. So we're going to talk about it. We're also going to talk about just their company in general, their philosophies, where they see the VTubing industry going. That's going to happen. That will either happen this week, next week, but it will happen in the future. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. I'm super excited for that one. And for, helping out in the community, guys, for all those that want to say, I'm just here to like create drama and grift. Well, I have some news for you. I have some real news for you.
Fuck you!
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Yeah, I'm here to help, and I want to try to help. My intent is to help, right? Gravity Cat says, could another liver go after him if you sent a picture of them to her without their permission? He did so while in jail. Could it? Maybe, yes. That could violate non-disclosure. Yes. So by taking a photo of another liver, remember, the contract covers the liver, the pilot. So if they took a picture of the pilot and sent it, yeah, that could be a violation of the contract as well. Guys, there's at least 24 violations of the contract in there at minimum. Niji Sanji has a lot to say there. Charlie said, Glomar response, you hiding the Soviet sub? Hey, is it the USSR in my pocket? Or am I just happy to see you, comrade? Was that a Glomar response? Yes, thank you. You guys are clever. You guys pick up on it. You guys are definitely not.
Fighting monkey とかさ。
Mint and Matara's summer special podcast channel. Oh, cool. I will check that out. But guys, that's what we got for today. Real great stuff. Thank you for being here with me, being back. Make sure you guys are liking the video. I will be back probably tomorrow. The next day, I probably will do a member stream tomorrow. I'm overdue on that. It's been really amazing to be back. I love being part of this community. I missed all of you. I missed the chats. I missed hanging out. Thank you for 3,000 people showing up today. It's fucking awesome. And it means a lot to me that you guys are still supporting me through this coverage and through covering these other topics. That said, guys, let's end here with Rin Mama Returns with a Vengeance, which we will play out here as an end cap.
Oh yeah, Mom, what do you think of the mouse pad?
I hope it is waterproof.
I've seen this.
Pretty much.
Thank you, $double. What did you mean by this? You have to like
Lean in.
lean in.
No, I love you guys.
Does it?
Yes, I do.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, I
No,
do.
she doesn't. Don't freaking lie. She doesn't like you guys. She told me last night when I was like, "Hey, Mom, remember we have the stream?" And she was like, "No, I forgot because I hate you and I hate your chat."
You know why I forgot? Because someone said, "Oh, it's not like she's a MILF or anything."
No, that's not what I said. I said
Because I'm pretty sure that there's some
No.
in there that would, yeah.
No,
I
Mm-hmm.
can find you a new daddy right now.
What the fuck?
Whoa!
She won't sit next to the microphone. She hates
so-
it.
Face!
Do you know how close I have to be?
Face,
I know. I
Mom.
don't know. I need
I
a new.
kind of feel like this is incestuous.
Okay, don't.
Incestuous.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
we're gonna
we're
strike
done.
that I said
We're
that.
done. No. Ignore that.
Yeah, ignore that. Sorry.
She's so focused right now.
I am. Because she's so rude. She's got me playing on this itty bitty screen. While she's
Oh my
got the
god,
big
it's your
giant
phone! You
screen.
have a giant ass phone!
Oh my god, it's so small.
Oh my god, it's
That's
never
what we
big
said.
enough for you. It's
That. Well, I mean, like, I do have a certain limit.
Oh no! Mom is a size
Half the time
queen.
I think you're AI, but
Size
South
queen
intelligence.
confirmed.
My goodness, look at this! Oh my god!
No one likes you. You realize that,
Look
right?
at this! I'm gonna win!
You're just here for me.
It's very true. People come for the mommy. What the fuck was that?
I hate you. Okay, so when I was learning to play chess, my older brother was like, "Oh, let's play chess." And this is going to sound super obnoxious, but we were at our grandparents' beach house. But that's part of the story. So he beat me in like 3 moves, right? And I was like, before we played,
Is she speaking to the microphone?
I said, "Don't beat me like super quick because I'm just learning." And he said, "Oh, okay, I won't." And then he beat me in 3 moves. I
Wow.
picked up his chessboard and I threw it over the balcony into the ocean. I'm gonna pick you up and throw you into the ocean.
Why?
Based.
Because you
Thank you,
Stop.
$double.
and not in the fun way. So I convinced your youngest
Oh man.
that because he honestly thought that when he was a baby that my pee got cut off.
What?
I convinced him that no, it was only because girls can like stick it back in and take it out to pee.
No.
All right, so now I know what Rin Mama needs to win.
It's true.
So now he's not gonna win. I'm gonna
Wait,
make
it
sure
didn't
of
even-
it.
Suck it, bitch. Suck it. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm still in fucking 4th
Oh
place.
my god. It's funny. That's good. That's content, guys. That is content. And on that note, guys, take care. Appreciate y'all. And I'll catch you later. Peace.